Hi, my name is Drew Ish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. Well, I'll tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's a thing. And in this book, you're gonna get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use the same creative team. You know what I mean? If you feel like the universe is caving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He is accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As he cannot die, and if it feels like the universe is caving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Yeah, love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And if it feels like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. Yeah, and it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Thank you so much for your time. Please back Captain Love. The book is going to be awesome. Rise of the Pirate King is just the second in an adventure heading forward for many books. Thank you for your time. Everybody, thank you so much for jumping on over here. I am so excited about the progress. Check this out. We are at $3,060 and still, we're at $3,090. We are at $3,090. And I am a man of my word, which means that if you guys watching me, following me, hanging out with me today can get this campaign to $3,500 today, I will start drinking. And then shit will start getting fucking really off the hook. So let's invite some people to come and hang out with us. Who is out there wanting to come and hang out? Let's see here. Let's get the invite link. Let's see here. Let's see, let's send him a link. So, how is everybody's day going? You have me all to yourselves right now. Come on, ask me some questions. Call me names. Make fun of me so I can laugh at your jokes. I'm really interested in your jokes. So, how does everybody feel about booty? Which is better? If we had to compete and choose in the world between ass and titties, ass and titties, ass and titties, ass and titties, what's your vote? Do you vote ass or titties? Ass or titties? What do you vote? I need to know. I need to know if it's going to be ass or if it's going to be titties. I need to know.
It's important. It's a moral imperative to figure out this information. So, ass or titties? Tell me, what's your vote? We got some titties going on. Titties FDW. Right on. Let's see here. Let's talk about planes. You want to talk about planes? We can talk about planes. I like planes. I do. What kind of planes? Jet planes, airplanes, but both. He likes both ass and titties. Yeah, that's a plane of reality right there. Uh, so looks like so far titties is winning over ass. So which makes sense, I guess, because they're fun to play with. They're any planes. What about paper planes? We can make paper planes. Let's see here. Any planes? We got titties here, titties here, titties FTW, titty gang for life. All right, looks like titties is gonna win. Titties is gonna win. We'll just keep the vote open to see how that goes. The invisible plane of naked Wonder Woman. Yeah, you know what? That is always something I wondered. Wonder Woman has the invisible plane, right? How does she reach the controls? Like, how do you monitor how fast the plane is going? And, you just got to know where everything is, I assume, because, I personally drive a car, and I've driven a car for a very long time. And every once in a while, I got to look to see what the fuck I'm reaching for, like the heater, and turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it, you know what I mean? And Wonder Woman's in that invisible plane, and she can't see shit, right? So, and everybody can see her. That's another thing. Wonder Woman, how invisible is your fucking plane? I can see you. I can see you in your plane. What the fuck's the point of having an invisible plane? Like when it's parked, I hope you remembered where you fucking parked it. Jesus. Okay. What do you guys think about the invisible planes? Let's see. The invisible plane of naked Wonder Woman. The tits separate the women from the boys. This is true. Titties separate the women from the boys unless they're really fat boys. Then they got titties. There's something about man boobs. Let's see here. Her plane is only invisible on the outside. Oh, but you can see her still, though. Go figure out, right? Right. I like the Harrier plane from True Lies. Now, okay, that is the one that Elisha Dooku was jumped on, right? Is that the one we're talking about? That one right there when he was he saved the daughter, which is Elijah Dooku, who is fucking hot from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Damn, she had that rockin' bod. Even in Bring It On, she still had it rocking, but during Buffy, it was really rocking. Eliza Dooku, whoo, yeah, all right. Ass and titties. Yeah, White Wizard Alex. I think that's probably they probably should have just given her flight. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what were they trying to really say by just giving her an invisible plane that you could see her in? That they should have just made her fly. That would have made a lot more sense, I think. Yeah. Let's see here. It says, yeah, but moobs are brain bleach material. Do you mean boobs or do you? Oh, man boobs. I get it. Our Blane. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. I gotcha. Very interesting. It's like, and then we got. I mostly remember the terrorist flying missile and blowing up. Ah, yeah, that was an interesting part where the terrorist was on the missile and like caught by the strap that he had on or whatever. Yeah, that was. Oh, the gun strap. He was holding a gun, and he had the gun strap. And he was, yeah. Then the missile just kind of, the best missile drop movie though is that scene from Doctor Strangelove with Slim Pickens, and he's like riding that missile all the way down. That's some cool stuff right there. I tell you, that was good times. I love that movie, even though it's like forever old now. Let's see. I forgot to drop Brian the link. Brian, you guys like Brian? Brian is a really cool dude. He's a good friend of mine. He's an excellent co-host, and he is a resource, a wheelhouse of all kinds of information. and I find that glorious because I'm a sucker for information, you know. Let's see here. Wah, wah, wah. So what do you guys want to talk about? We talked about planes a little bit. You guys want to talk about? Let's see here. I mostly remember that. Oh, I don't really read comics. Not really allowed to. They are for kids in my world. What world is that? Like, are you in a different country or like you know are you on a different planet? Hail George, nice to see you, buddy. What's going on, man? Hey, let's see. I should drop George a link to the chat. George, do you want to come in? I'll drop you a link, brother. If I can find my ass with both hands. Why can't I find you, George? Do you not follow me on okay, this is one of the beautiful times that that it would be to have Brian here, because I am trying to do one thing that distracts from the ability to speak. And yeah, if he was here right now, he could talk. And while I was trying to look for people and send links, it is TBDEINC. Okay, I got you. We will go right there right now and send you a freaking link. Let's see here. TB TBDEINC. There you are. And boom. Link is on its way. I don't follow you. You don't follow me either. We do on the Captain Love channel, but not the Drew Love channel. So anyway, that's that link's coming at you. All right. Let's see here. What is going on in the chat? We got some activity. No, this is George. So, all right. So then we decided on Wonder Woman's plane. What kind of movies are you guys fans of? Do you guys like horror movies? Do you you like adventure? You know, like shoot 'em up adventures? Do you like spy movies? What's your guys' favorite? Wargaming games? I do. I like wargaming games a lot. I'm actually a major strategist. So it's hard to get people to play games with me. I've often thought about playing more online video games because you know it's easier to get people to to share online. I like movies too, man. Movies are awesome. On Monday nights here on this channel, we do a stream where we talk about horror movies, and sometimes we mix in other movies, the stuff. But the horror talk is the theme, and we break down movie monsters, and like why certain horror movies do good, why other ones don't. You know, what we like about them, what we don't like about them, what we think is cool, and then we also mix in sometimes comics, talk about our favorite comics that are in the horror genre or something related to what we're talking about. Like for instance, we're going to have zombies pretty soon, and then Adam Post that was on RGE stream with us will come over and talk about his book, which is College of the Dead, which has zombies in it. So yeah, so it makes sense to have the theme. Most genres, what White Wizard says he likes most genres, which is very cool. That is awesome. You don't really watch horror movies anymore. Is there a reason why you don't watch horror movies anymore? They just kind of bored you. They just because a lot of horror movies suck these days, or or you just kind of feel like you outgrew them. What's that? What's the story behind that? I'm curious. All right. So it is one of those days. We are having the Psycho launch party for Captain Love. It is going to be beautiful when this all comes, into fruition, and Captain Love series is in print and in everybody's hand forever and ever and ever. I'm so excited. The first book is, getting just absolute great reviews. I mean, seriously, I've heard a few people troll me only, but as far as I can tell, everybody's like, just loving the book, just adoring the hell out of it. And that excites me. I mean, if I was a girl, I'd be wet. So that too sexual? It's what you're going to get on my channel. I figured out what is the most scary ones, and I remember the best ones already. So, okay, I get you. So, like, it's just you figured, like, they're just not scary enough anymore. Yeah, I understand that. I am not as much of a horror aficionado as my friend Brian is. He's like a major horror aficionado. Hey, George, how you doing? Everybody meet George. George, meet everybody.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings.
Yeah. George draws a comic book called Joe King. He's got a great character, his animation and all that kind of stuff. Joe King's a fun little character. We also have Simon Poitier. Sim, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How about you? I saw you were doing this, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go on.
Yeah. So yeah, we broke $3,000 in Captain Love already. So,
I know.
I'm about ready to cream myself, man.
Oh, well.
So you're not a big wreck anymore. You're not in a reverse wreck anymore. You're cool. You calm down.
I am less nervous. I mean, I'm past the nerves point. I'm to to the giddy point, and I made a stupid promise. I promised everybody that if we can get the campaign to 3,500 tonight, I'll start drinking. Yeah, that'll go over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't do that on stream. Or if you do that on stream, make sure that you have somebody you can trust that has enough button.
Right. Oh well, I'm not one of those belligerent drunks, so that's gonna be okay.
But I just mean that's when sometimes you could say stupid shit and jokes and yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'll probably be saying lots of offensive stuff just to be funny.
Drunk streams are dangerous for certain people.
This is true. Yeah. No. Some people, who have a lot of animosity, a lot of pent up bullshit. Yeah, drunk streams are really bad for them. That's for sure.
No, but what I mean is when you're drunk a bit and you start just trying to banter among guys, your friends. Sometimes you just say stuff that you'll say, it had happened, or somebody opens a file while he's still streaming his screen.
Now, what does Vertex 7 mean by the streamer's voice is the same volume? I don't believe I can adjust everybody's volume.
Yes, you can, depending on what the program usually. But you're using StreamYard, and I know shit about it. I use OBS. Yeah, so I can control everything on OBS.
Yeah, and OBS I can understand. That's probably something that's built into it. Yeah, because you can control every source. Yeah.
So, hi George.
Greetings.
You guys know each other?
Not that much. I think we've been on one stream. He's been on Doodle and Chill, I think, or it was the Woke Show.
No, I have not been on any of those shows.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have been aware of you, but I've never. This is the first time I've actually talked to you.
Oh yeah, we haven't been on the stream. Then I saw you on the stream. I thought we discussed before.
No,
so nice to meet you then.
Nice to meet you too. Tell me, how long before Captain Love goes to bed? Are you gonna do like a 24-hour stream here?
I'm gonna go until it hurts. And then maybe push a little further past that. So yeah.
And you're a silly devil, aren't you?
I am trying to get the most out of the first 2 days that I can, because that's really how you make a momentum with Indiegogo. And the important thing with Indiegogo is to make sure that the campaign is pushing when I'm not there to push it. Right. So if they're going to promote me, then that's an extra beautiful thing. So woo, 3180. And right now I guess I've already heard that I've already trending a little bit on Indiegogo. I haven't seen the trend, but I was like second on the comic book page. So that's always nice. So people who are, cruising Indiegogo are going to, like see me right now. And maybe if Indiegogo does a recommendation video in the next day or two, I might actually be on that list of projects to recommend, and people might click it and go check it out.
Yeah, what you can do is just leave your stream running and loop a video.
Yeah, I think that would be that would be like hurt. That would help me one time, I think, and then hurt me for the future. I want people to come to my channel and know that when they see me streaming, it's going to be something of quality.
Just have the words back in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Exactly.
Oh man, that would just. All right, so Sim.
Yes.
You're in Canada. Tell me about Canadian politics.
What? Another Canadian on this forum? My gosh.
And the best one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Montreal, Quebec. I'm French Canadian.
You newfie.
I'm not from Newfoundland. The Newfies are upwards.
That's okay. I'm from Toronto, and that's what I'm calling you now.
Yeah, okay. You're from Toronto, the worst place in Canada. Got it.
All right. Well, I actually have an actual question here related to the book. It says here, I missed 95% of RGE's stream. What are your plans for releasing further volumes?
Oh, so that he means he only watched the first hour.
Right. So in Captain Love, okay, what we're doing here is we got a few different things going on. So I want to just give everybody a rundown real fast of what's going on here so that they get caught up and get a good handle on it. Pencils up. Fuck yeah, pencils up, brother. Pencils are up. Right.
Yep.
Okay, so
we never close.
Rise of the Pyre King is a 6-chapter book, right? This campaign is chapter 1, but also this campaign has the ability to back all chapters at once and the final product itself. And now that is the executive producer tier. So if you get the executive producer tier, that you're going to get every chapter as they're completed, and that campaign is done. The books will get printed, and you will get yours shipped out with everybody else's. You know what I mean? So, and in fact, yours will be first on the list because you will be backer from an order that started on chapter 1. So, and also when you see this $100 price point, also realize that domestic shipping is free on all perks. That means the shipping has been worked out and is in the price already. So if you're in the U.S., sorry, Canada boys, if you're in the U.S., the shipping is significantly. If you're in the U.S., the shipping is free. It's in the price point. If you're in Canada or if you're out of the country, then it is discounted the same price point that would have been domestic. So,
well, unless you pack the books with masks or alcohol for the virus, that will be free shipping.
Yeah, right. Well, so wait, so I can ship alcohol for free? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Just have to pay the duty.
The duty? What would that be?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to sound smart.
Oh. Okay. Hey, thanks, Metal. I appreciate it, brother. So Captain Love has other things. So like right now we have, if you just want chapter 1, it's a 24-page, staple stitched comic book for chapter 1. And all the chapters will come in that format. They will be between 24 and 32 pages in length as far as story. They may get long. They may get bigger with stretch goals, depending on how stretch goals go. We have reached 2 stretch goals already, which means that you're going to have a trading card and a bookmark with every one of these perks. And then if you want chapter 1 signed, right, it's only 20, and that's also shipped to your door. Okay. And that'll be bagged and boarded. And I am considering doing Gemini mailers this time because there's nothing more that's going with the books that's not comic book sized. So it's going to have to be at that when it gets close to the time to see if we've added anything on that will go outside of the Gemini mailer size. And then obviously if you're like out of the country, I'm sticking that Gemini mailer in an envelope anyway. So
as long as there's a cardboard envelope, put a little board and bag in it, and solid. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be
because otherwise they fold. Otherwise they fold it. It's fucking annoying.
It'll be one of these.
Have you ever come across a postman who actually took an unbendable envelope and stuffed it in the mailbox?
Yep.
Yeah, postmans do some silly things sometimes. That's for sure. My postman, he doesn't do that. He will put all the things that are oversized right on the ground next to my mailbox.
I mean, that's why the first door downstairs is always unlocked, so they can open it and leave it down the stairs.
Oh,
you leave your front door unlocked?
The first door.
We're in Canada. We're in Canada.
Yeah, we're in Canada. It's not the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys in your foreign worlds.
Dude, you can leave your front door unlocked and you.
All right, so you can get chapter 1 with the volume 1 variant. Now, volume 1 variant is the first story, which is the Hero of the Cleansing, which is still available on demand if you want the original cover or the variant cover that came with that campaign drawn by the illustrator Andrea Bermuda. But also variant 1, and you don't have to wait for those. Those will ship right away. Variant 1, which is the Vinny Tartamella design. He's inked that digitally. He's actually painting it today as we probably right now. And this thing is going to be beautiful. It will be available with the chapter 1 right here on this thing. You can get them shipped to you. Where's it? I'm going blind. You can get them shipped to you. When the campaign ends, I will be shipping in July. Now, you will obviously not get chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the finished book in July when chapter 1 ships. All right. Chapter 2 is in process right now. The illustrator just finished page 11 on chapter 2, and he's working the rest of the pages. That when chapter 2 is finished, it will go to the being illustrated. It will go to the colorist. Then it'll come to me to be finalized and lettered. At which point, when it's at that point, depending on how long it has been since the launch of this campaign, we will launch another campaign for that and shut this one down. Does that make sense? And we will follow that process throughout the book. So like when chapter 2's campaign starts, chapter 1's campaign cuts. When chapter 3 campaign starts, chapter 2 campaign cuts. So you will be able to, and it will fulfill before it cuts. So, so it'll be beautiful. And hopefully this will work out. It's kind of a thing that nobody's really tried in Comicsgate before, but it's just a matter of time before somebody does. So you can back the whole book all at once, and you'll save a buttload of money, by the way. You'll save a buttload of money buying the executive producer versus buying each individual book across all the campaigns.
Wow, that's awesome. Holy smokes, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. It also, because the shipping's included, you know what I mean? It's like I've kept the shipping for international as rock bottom as I can, and still not hurt myself. So,
holy smokes! I thought that was just words, empty words on the page. That's freaking awesome. That's actually genius.
Thank you.
You're just taking the subscription model and cranked it up to 11.
That's kind of what I was hoping, that it would do something like that, where people can just jump in the head of the game and save themselves a bunch of money and get everything. In fact, there's even cooler tiers going on here. So like There's the 2 copies. Obviously, you can get chapter 1 signed and unsigned for $35 here. And then there's the drawn into the book tier. Drawn into the book right now, one of these is already gone. And I actually was hoping that they'd be more gone by now. But for people who want to be drawn into the book, there's 10 options available. And what you get is you get the executive producer package, which obviously $100 value, right? So that leaves $75 to be drawn into the book. And now you don't get to pick which character. I might give you the option between the available characters to be drawn into, until they're all, first come, first serve on that. But that will be a character that is, and then of course you get your name in the back of the book as an executive producer, and across all the future campaigns for Rise of the Pirate King. So chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the final book, all the stretch goals that are met, and all of those go to also into the executive producer tiers. And it also works retroactively. So if I have an executive producer tier on chapter 2, it probably be a little bit more than $100 because you didn't get it on the chapter 1, right? So it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but you will get the chapter 1 book and all the chapter 1 stretch goal stuff if it's into while supplies last. So the book is definitely I will get more, but if if for instance we run out of bookmarks, and then from the stretch goals on chapter 1, they just won't be available, and that'll be communicated at the time. Right now it's unseen that we will run out, so it's unseen. Mm-hmm. We don't know what we'll run out of. Then again, we might just print more. You know what I mean? It'll be a call that I make at the time. And that's drawn into the book. And that's the beautiful thing about doing it this way with like George was saying, the subscription style model is that it allows me to have what I'm going to ship out in July done before I start my campaign. So you don't have to wait forever for it, while also giving you the ability to be drawn into the book for those people who are hardcore and love that thing. So it was the way to meet both those at the same time. Now, I also have the complete collector's package. Now, the complete collector's package is basically the executive producer, right? Twice, one set signed, one set not signed, right? Also, 2 Vinny Tartamella variant covers, one signed, one not signed. So you will have 16 books if you back that thing.
Holy smokes. What do you do for an encore?
Pass out and die. I don't know. I don't know. Encore, that one's coming on. I'm gonna have to top this at some point, right? So we'll see, right? And then we have this is something new that also hasn't been tried before in Confiscate. This is brand new. So chapter 1 plus character commission. Now the character commission is not just, we're just going to draw one character from the book for you. We're going to draw you with a character from the book in some kind of selfie style pose. There will be a setting involved, possibly, that kind of stuff, but then it'll be drawn digitally by Andrea Bormida, and it'll be, provided to me, obviously digitally, and then I will have it printed out on very nice paper and shipped along with your book. So, and I don't think anybody's done that before. So I can only get 10 out of those out of him. I would like to have done more, but and I noticed that nobody's interested in that yet because it's such a new thing. People probably just don't understand what it is.
Did you offer the artist some bread and water?
Bread and water? He gets at least bread and water. He's in Italy, so they're having pandemic stuff go on, but he's actually
but his artist is already all paid in advance.
Yeah, my artist isn't paid in advance. Actually, I pay him right when he finishes something, like whatever.
Yeah, but I mean,
but yeah, he's paid.
You pay him like it's not part of your funding.
No,
that's what I mean.
He's paid for chapter 1 already. He's been paid for the first book already.
Oh, okay. So
his campaign is just for printing. It's not for paying for his artist. He's actually doing that out of pocket.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right.
So the artist has no excuse for actually delivering on the art and fighting off zombies attacking him.
That is correct. There is no damn excuses at all.
Excellent.
Right. Okay, and then the big blustery perk here is become part of the saga. Now, what that means is basically you're going to talk with me. We're gonna, what?
Oh, he froze.
Oh, we can't hear you.
No, you just froze. Yeah, Damon just froze. So yeah, become part of the saga.
Am I back yet? Am I
It's pretty
back?
much
Yeah.
what it sounds
We're
like.
gonna have
Yep.
to walk and figure out how your character that you want, the kind of person that character that you want will fit into the book. So obviously, it's going to have to be something that I feel will work with the book, because that character is going to appear in every book, at least one cameo in every book for the entire life of the Captain Love series. The graphic novels, not every chapter, but in every book for rest of forever. As long as there's a Captain Love book, that character will make a cameo. You will get credit for that character on helping create that character in the book, and that will last forever. So that will be 20, 30, 40, 50 books before I die, probably easily. And then there'll be somebody who'll probably pick up the mantle after I'm dead. So that will be there forever. Your legacy will live forever, and it only cost you $1,000. And there's 2 of those available, because that is a major endeavor.
Wow, that's a pretty good deal. $1,000 for immortality. Gosh.
Yeah, $1,000 for immortality. Correct. Yep. And then so the artwork's beautiful. You saw the Vinny Tartamella cover. Sweet. Look at that. Look at that artwork. Yeah, I'm so excited about this. So yeah, I am hella stoked. So any questions in the chat? You guys got questions for me? I love answering questions.
Yeah, it's like first of all, 6 chapters. Any specific reason why the number 6? 5 or 4 or 7?
Yeah, no. The reason why 6 chapters is because it is a nice, easy way to break down what would be what you consider regular comic size bites, and then create what would be a nice graphic novel with like 144 to 160 pages range. You know what I mean? So you can break it into 6, fairly even chapters. And then obviously the cost to create one of those chapters, is something that I can manage, individually. And then the beautiful part of that is I don't want people to wait too long. So like 7 chapters, 8 chapters, 9 chapters would extend the timeline also. You know what I mean? So I define the story into these constraints, and try to write it within those constraints, so that it and it's been working so far. I mean, it's actually I'm getting really good at keeping like the stories in like 8-page bites, so that so that if like say for instance, I've made a submission to Heavy Metal. They've shown interest. They have not said we'll take it yet. You know what I mean? But they've shown interest, and they want it in 8-page bites. You know what I mean? So they want to have 8 pages in one issue, and then another 8 pages in another issue, and then other pages in another issue. You know what I mean? And so being able to write something in 8-page bites, so like the story kind of like has a transition, or can be broken at between 7, 8, 9-page area right in there.
Wow, so you're serializing it. Oh, very nice. Are you going to throw cliffhangers at the page 8?
No cliffhangers. Well, not really cliffhangers at page 8. The cliffhangers pretty much are at the end, but there are moments around. I'm trying to have moments that makes you want to get to the next page. Not really a cliffhanger, but an enticer. Yeah.
That's funny. Stay tuned for page 9. Same love time, same love channel.
Right. Exactly.
Will our hero survive?
Will our hero survive? Yeah. Will this be the final tale of love? Will love die finally? It's
curtains, I tell you, it's curtains.
Yeah, everybody's trying to kill love, but it's believed. Legend states that love cannot die. So have you guys seen the video for this yet? Have you guys watched it?
No, let's.
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen it in the last hour.
I'm backer number 3, but no, I haven't watched the video. I
Well,
was waiting to see if I was gonna get an email. Like I would have been number 1, but I was waiting to see if you were gonna send like a special tier for with the email.
I did, but it took me forever to get the email dialed in because I had email problems.
You did? I still haven't got it.
Yeah, Adam got his, and RGE got his. So, well, you already back, but if you want, I'll send you another tier or something in the DMs or whatever. I'm gonna be sending out another email with the same 2 tiers again.
Did I miss something? Probably, right?
Is it in your junk mail? There's just a discount on the executive tier, and then there's one of the tiers has free art in it included if you like back the chapter.
Well, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. We'll get you coordinated. I got you handled, brother.
I'm not worried.
You're not worried. You know that reach around's coming.
I wanted to be number 1, but I made it number 3.
Yeah.
At least I'm not number 2 on that one. Get it?
Who's
number 2?
I got you. Number one was the Vinny Tartamella art.
Oh.
Yeah, someone was waiting for that. Someone was sitting on that one, and they were like, "Oh, I want it, and they got it." So, actually, I know exactly who it was, of course, because I looked. Yeah. So yeah, let's play this video.
Don't forget to activate the sound. Oh, we're good. We're good.
Hi, my name is Drew Ish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. Well, I'll tell you all about the second book, Rise the Pirate King. Yeah, that's the thing. And in this book, you're gonna get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use the same creative team. You know what I mean? If you feel like the universe is caving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He is accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As in he cannot die, and if it feels like the universe is caving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Yeah, love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And if it feels like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. Yeah, and it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Thank you so much for your time. Please back Captain Love. The book is going to be awesome. Rise of the Pirate King is just the second in an adventure heading forward for many books. Thank you for your time.
Holy smokes.
That was cool.
That sounded even better with the sound on.
It happens often when they start a video that you don't hear nothing. You have to, with the StreamYard, you have to go click a little box there, and sometimes a lot of people forget. It happens often.
I do it often.
He hears it, but we won't. That's why we have to let him know.
Yeah, I have been guilty of that several times, several times.
Like, you would have been there rocking your head to the beat, and we're like,
I'm all,
but there's no beat.
you're all like, there's nothing. You're not. What are you listening to? I'm like, we want to hear it to you, dick. I'm all.
Yeah, that's it. Bounce your head to a beat inside voices.
So who's the guy you hired to play guitar and sing?
That was Blane, dick. Yeah, actually, it's a funny story. So that was my actual test soundtrack, right? One to like, let me, get a feel of how the song sounded back.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually, spent like 12 hours recording the same song on, GarageBand on my phone and like adding instruments and stuff to make it a lot more like productive worthy. But I ran out of time. So I had to grab the test one and throw it on with some video. And then, so I'm considering finishing that up when I have a little, when I have like probably tomorrow or whatever, I'll probably spend some time in finishing that up. And then I'll probably release another version of the same video. You know what I mean? Just done a little better. So a little
Are
bit
you
more
gonna
time.
are you gonna call that a remastered version?
Yeah, I could call it a remastered version. Yeah. Or just an actual finished version. But it still gets the point across. I mean, I was trying to get the hook into people's heads while also telling them the story. So,
that was a catchy tune. It was a
Thank
catchy
you.
tune.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Now you just ruined my dream state when I go to sleep. All I'm thinking is Captain Love to the rescue. And my wife's going, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I wonder. I'm waiting for the jokes. You know what I mean? A lot of people like me. You know what I mean? So they're being kind, but it's coming. I know the jokes are coming. So
Well, I'm already got ideas. I'm forming in my head, just on doing little animation balls. But wowzers, this is
Yeah.
going to be a really good gag.
Yeah. Hey, George. Do you have the drawing of those cards you did with Joe King and Captain Love that you want to show?
Yeah. It's in your Twitter, Captain Love Twitter account.
Yeah, I'll have to move it over to my Drew Love Twitter.
Give me a sec. Let me bring up the actual illustration. I'll share screen.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, why don't you do that, and I'll focus it.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's the art? Here we go.
Yeah, so Joe King is the most average awesome superhero. What's the tagline on that?
World's greatest average hero.
The world's greatest average hero. Yeah, that's just curious making in just general. It makes me so curious. I want to read now because that's just like how it sounds like just a setup for a really good joke.
It is. Okay, there you go. I'm sharing my screen.
All right, here it is. Yeah, so check that out. See that, Sim?
Yep.
Let me make this. There we go. Much better. I'll take up the guides.
Yeah. So George drew this. These are going to be trading cards, puzzle trading cards on his campaign for when he launches Joe King, the greatest average.
This is for the second campaign. Joe King saving everyone again for the first time.
Saving everyone again for the first time. Excellent.
Did you ever get news from your backer that was supposed to get that card?
I don't know if I ever heard back from him. I know who it is, but I haven't heard back from him.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't like email me, say thanks for the card or anything.
Okay.
Well, I'm curious. What is an impossible stretch goal that you have there in your list of stretch goals?
Impossible stretch goal?
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them are impossible.
Well, what's the next stretch goal then?
All right. Well, the next stretch goal is here, let's switch back real quick. Keep your screen up because I'm going to jump back to this later. Okay. Um, the next stretch goal will be at $5,000, and that's going to be a pinup. And then after that, the $10,000 stretch goal is going to be. Well, I don't want to say what they are until they're reached. I only wanted to put the first three because I thought they were going to get hit. But if you want to want to know like a really crazy stretch goal, if we get the 25K, I'm sending everybody a poster.
Oh,
and I'm going to put them
that's
in,
crazy.
and
Yeah,
they're going to be in tubes.
that's
So it's
crazy.
going to be I'm going to eat the shipping and the production of that on top of what everybody, you know what I mean? So it's going to be out of the profits from the campaign. That's if we get 25K.
So basically, you're begging the audience to make you go broke.
More or less. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to go broke. I'm not. Here's the thing, right? Okay, so my goal from these campaigns is to make enough money to keep it going. That is my goal, and we're getting pretty close already. You know, we've reached 3180. That's enough to guarantee that the series is going to continue to the next chapter at minimum. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're going to keep it going, and I think that I'll reach the 5,000 stretch goal. So that's why the pinup is there. I don't know if I will reach the 10,000 stretch goal. I'm hoping for it, and then I will announce what that is if we reach the 5,000 stretch goal. And then, like I said, the 25, I plan to do like a poster. I might end up waiting to 35 based on how many people are involved at that point. I might say, well, maybe we should wait just until we get to the 35 point. You know what I mean? But because of the math, you know.
All right. Okay. How about this? I'll offer this. If you hit the 5,000 stretch goal, I'll do a Captain Love animated sphere, a 1 minute animated sphere gag.
Okay.
Do you
awesome.
know? Do you know what that is? Have you seen my animated spheres on Twitter and my YouTube channel?
You got the little ball with the glasses.
Yeah. I've done a lot of different little gags, and you hit 5,000. I'll model and animate a Captain Love sphere with a ponytail, bounce, keeping up, and I'll do a 1 minute what we call humorous animation adventure gag, just for your backers. And
sweet, that's awesome.
And I'll throw in at no cost to you, to the backers who are there for the 5K. When you hit 5K, I'll offer the trading cards.
Sweet. You guys hear that? That is super awesome, right?
So the people that get you to 5K, as soon as you hit 5K, that those list of backers who get you to 5K will get. I will send you at no cost to the campaign, so you can put it into their package, the Captain Love Joe King trading cards.
That is very generous, George. That is very generous of you. And did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? That is so awesome. That is so awesome, George. That's awesome. That's right.
You know, it's my way of paying forward. I mean, you allowed me to create a nice humorous composition for my campaign, for my trading cards, and why not? Why not flip it back and say thank you? And I will, at no cost to the campaign, to the backers at all. The list of backers who are at 5K will get the Joe King Captain Love puzzle trading card set.
Yeah, maybe if we get to the 35K, depending on numbers, we can figure some really cool stuff out too. So don't let me forget, George. I'm going to be very distracted a lot, but I do want to get offline with you sometimes. PJ showed me some of the 3D modeling you've done, dude.
Oh,
holy crap, dude! You've done some amazing. Do you have your own 3D printer, or do you send that stuff out?
No, I have my own fleet of 3D printers.
Wow, you have your own. You say you have your own fleet?
Yeah,
of 3D printers?
I've been producing retail ready 3D printed products for the last 6 years.
Oh well, then then we're gonna have to talk figures, man, because they're the with again we're gonna save most of this conversation for private because I don't want people to
Okay,
hear
okay,
pricing and that
then
kind of
tease
stuff.
the audience,
Yeah, we'll do
and Sim too, and let's not
and Sim
forget
too.
Sim.
So, there's no forgetting Sim. We can hear him breathing.
Yeah, right here. I'm just saying you guys talk. I'm not, I'm
I,
being polite here.
I can feel the hot breath on my neck. Sim, is that you?
You said you're in Toronto, right?
All right, so one of the things that I want to do is I definitely want to have at some point I want to do a 3D model of the hauler itself, just a one version of the hauler itself, so that I can put it in a mold and then use the mold, to make like foam versions, like squishies, like stress ball squishies
Yeah.
versions of the hauler. But then I saw what you were producing there, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what it would take to get like Captain Love like collectible figures.
Uh,
I saw what you can deliver,
not a
man.
problem. Not a problem.
Yeah.
I can model Captain Love, and in a nice standing pose. You can give it to your audience, in the campaign, as a kit, or completed.
Yeah, I heard that you were doing them as like one solid ones, or that you can do like a kit that they can snap them together. Is that how that works?
Yes, yeah. There's a peg system that you can put it all together. You can one drop of glue will hold the arm to the torso, and the torso to the pelvis to the legs. So it's a nice fun thing to do. Maybe a hobby kit. Somebody wants to paint the thing, so it makes it much easier to paint it in pieces and put it together.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to do that. So again, we'll discuss details and pricing and all that kind of stuff offline, so no one hears any of that. But yeah, so in the future, keep an eye out. George, I've seen his work. He does amazing work. He's got like a Trump Space Force like like
I did
thing.
the Trump Space Force figurine is mine that appeared on Tim Lim's campaign.
Right. And then, although Tim Lim isn't really popular within Comicsgate anymore, I never actually got to meet him.
Let's just say pre-Lim Comicsgate.
Pre-Lim comic. Yeah.
Is that even a word?
I don't know.
It doesn't even sound like a sentence.
Yeah, but yeah, what I'm going to say is we're just not going to hold that against you at all. What his bullshit is not going to reflect on you. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's
That's what's important. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get, we're gonna get at some point here, and whether it's this campaign or some point during the Rise of the Pirate King book campaign, I'm gonna try and see if we can figure out how to get a Captain Love figurine and a hauler squishy into the mix somehow. So that's gonna be awesome, everybody. That's first anybody got to hear it. This is going to happen. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I can, if the hauler squishy, if you're talking about squishy plastic, it is possible to. It's just a little bit more pricey because of the plastic is not as readily available as a standard plastic. But there is squishy plastic that you can put through the 3D printer.
Yeah, I was thinking about just having one model done in the 3D printer, and then having like, how you can just like do a little like mold for it, and then you take the mold.
Oh yeah. That's even better.
Put it together, and then you have the chemical foam that you just put in it, and it grows, and then I can just make them one-offs. You know what I mean? Just like dump the foam in, let them, and then I'd have the hauler squishies. I was thinking about doing that. There's also companies that mass produce them. You know what I mean? But they require like large scale numbers, like you got to do at least 1,000 or more, and then they're like like $3 or $4 each. I'll save a fortune doing it myself. So
Are you going to have an N95 mask? A well ventilated basement?
I don't know. Is it necessary for the foam?
Well, it's one thing. Basically, what I'm saying to you and the audience is, we want you to stay alive long enough to deliver on the campaign.
But that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Yes. Sometimes I think I'm indestructible, as much shit as I've gone through and survived. So.
Yeah, you don't want to pull a George Costanza with licking the stamps scenario.
Right. Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. No, I'll be careful. I'll be cautious. I'll make sure everything is safe and well ventilated. Actually, I have a shed in my backyard that I use that I used to use it to make stained glass all the time. It's well ventilated and whatnot. It may be the perfect place for something like that. So
Sim, did you hear that? Sim, did you hear
Yes.
that? He said he has a shed in the backyard.
Yeah, I know.
And all he's using it is for what? I mean, come on.
Storing a bicycle, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, perfect. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, it's a perfect setup.
It's a
for
perfect
horror
studio.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Building props, sculpting, modeling. I'd have
Yeah.
a 3D printer in there because
Yeah.
I do 3D modeling.
I
Yeah.
actually have a sandblaster in there and a bunch of grinders and probably about $25,000 in stained glass.
All you're missing is a nice well and a rope ladder
Mm-hmm.
and just
Is it legal to have a little foundry there? You can melt metal and make your own.
Yes,
little...
I actually am. I actually have been. This is funny. You know how many cats I have, right? They eat
Yep.
wet food. So all the cans from the wet food, I actually save and melt those down. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your shed is your cat's house now?
No. They're
Just
not
joking.
allowed in there. They're not allowed in there. They'll track that glass dust everywhere.
So did we get any new backers?
That's a good question.
I know I have some. Sometimes it's yeah.
No, we're still at 3180. Still at 3180.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not bad though for one day.
With that 16 people watching, I haven't really made an announcement. I mean, virtually nobody, unless you were at RGE's, stream. Most people virtually don't even know we're streaming. So let me make a tweet.
I know. I retweeted it. Let me share it in groups. Yeah, let's put it in there. Put in that one too. Let's get some people in here. There you go. Let's see if we see those numbers going up. Hey, yeah, we're at 16 now. 16 people viewing. Sweet. Welcome, everyone.
Oh,
welcome to the Captain Love lunch.
The launch party. Did you put it in the chats? Yeah, you put some of them in there.
I put it in some chats. Yep.
All right. That whole DM explosion thing is kind of funny. All that.
But it's the fact that people right now are not seeing posts, and even if you're following them, so right now it's like the DM groups is one of the best way to make sure that everybody's aware of what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I like the DM groups. I actually am not in enough of them. I want to be in like 10 more. At least. I have no.
Here's an idea. Why don't we entertain your audience with my new animation gag? I did a little short Cecil animation gag off my YouTube channel.
All right. Let me. Let me.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the inside the private chat for you.
All right.
Real quick.
May I share the links to both your campaigns in the chat?
There you go.
All right, well, let's take a look here. A look-see. Before I go and do that, let me make sure I got all my ducks in an order. All right, let's see here. Ha! So Cecil was kidnapped by aliens?
That's right.
That's interesting, man. I can't wait to see where that goes.
Yeah, me too.
Fun. All right. I sent Adam AF a link. I guess he's got family time going on or something.
Really? Let me try. He's been a bit preoccupied. Give me a sec.
Well, he retweeted, so I know he's like aware.
But he may not have seen it because his DMs are, you know.
He's spending all his time watching porn. All right, so oops, I just killed my page share.
Change the settings. 3180, 37 backers.
Sweet.
Yeah. Here's a in the stories. This is the second campaign, correct?
This is my second campaign, correct? The Rise of the Pirate King is the second book, and I'm like I said, there's going to be a campaign for each chapter, and then a campaign for the final book. Yeah.
Very nice. Now, in all these perks, is there an option, or could you make an option to for the audience to get the first book too? If you have extras.
So the first book available still in demand on the first campaign, so they can get that there, and that will ship right away. So they mean like they could get that today, and I would ship it tomorrow, right? And that's the Hero of the Cleansing. But also the Hero of the Cleansing is available on this campaign if you get the variant with the chapter 1 plus variant. Because the variant there will be the Hero of the Cleansing first book with the Vinny Tartamella cover.
Very nice.
Right. And then that book also comes with the complete collector's package, and it's an add-on option on a few of these other packages.
So I'm curious, what was the inspiration for Captain Love?
Oh, So the inspiration for Captain Love. I mean, Captain Love is really kind of like all my favorite, hero tropes put together. So he's like James Bond and Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers and Han Solo and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And basically, what got it going was 6 years ago. I stopped doing my comedy channel on YouTube because YouTube took a big hit as far as it removed comedy area as far as the categorizing, and it decided to like I was making $2,000 a month and it went down to $50 a month. It just wasn't worth putting a whole lot of effort into YouTube if I wasn't going to get any kind of returns long term. So I basically took my energies and decided to write myself a 30-minute sci-fi movie, a little for myself to do. And my screen, my screen and my channel was already the Drew Love, and Love was based on what my friend was calling me as a pet name. You know what I mean? So Drew Love was like a pet name. So it also became like my stage name. And so since I was doing the 30-minute thing for myself and I was going to associate it on the Drew Love channel, Captain Love was named Love based on that. And then it basically grew from there. Once my media business partner saw, what I was doing with the 30-minute thing, he convinced me to write a full length movie, which I did, which exists. It's called Star Jumper, and it is, it's a completed script. And then we were doing storyboards for that, and the guy who was doing the storyboards convinced me to write a graphic novel of the backstory of Captain Love because it wasn't covered in the movie, So I did that, and it grew, and as it was being produced, it was obvious that it was turning out really, really well, and so I decided before anybody ever saw the finished product that I was going to make a series out of it, and then so Captain Love is what it is today. It is now officially a series because there's more than one book.
And you're officially a professional comic book creator.
I'm officially a professional comic book creator. Yeah, international comic book creator.
It has a nice ring to it, right?
It does. It does sound a lot better than it actually pays.
Welcome among the folds, brother.
Captain Love, international character of mystery.
International character of Mr. E. I love
Yeah,
that.
I'm seriously hoping that your backer's getting that card because, dude, it was the first crossover between Captain Love and Nat the Merc, and I hope it did not get lost in the freaking mail. That's all I'm asking.
Well, you know what? I'll send him an email and hit him up just to make sure he got it, and then just to verify he got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably a wise thing to do. I'm also going to. For people who've already backed Captain Love, you're going to. Oh wait, we got 6 a.m. comics in here. Just wanted to say congrats on successful launch. It is well deserved. Thank you, brother. If you're still here, thank you so much. I'm going to celebrate your little congratulations with that thing that makes you blush.
Neckbeard so tight, got my glasses just right. Feeling so in my veins, Twitter raging all night. As I tune to my feed, what's this I see? Hashtag comics gate, so much controversy. I spit out my tea. This all caps logo is laughing at me. Hop on my seat, I'm chafing in my skinny jeans, but I got a white night till the daylight. Daddy working overtime for the soy boy life. Soy. Let me cluck, cluck, cuck for a buck. My IOU cup from the big till overflow with much. See, my roommates all agree you need to pay a big diversity. Yeah, that indie smoke can't play dog with a man's plane. Can't hold a candle to my Hollywood payday. $20,000, yummy pre-tax cheddar. I'd like to see you in cells try and do better. Your pages float, your comics are late.
Word.
Wow.
I freaking love that. That was written by 6 a.m. Comics, Mark Marianelli. He is a very cool dude. and he does the Starfetched. His comic book is going to be called Starfetched. He's working on it now, but he also has a video game on Apple Arcade called Starfetched, and that he's the designer on, and it is a fun game. I've played it. I've played it on the stream. We've talked about it when he was here.
Oh, by the way, Drew,
Yeah, sir.
maybe you should take a look at the backstage.
There's somebody hiding there.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
certain
hey!
sister.
Hello, everybody.
How you
I
doing?
invited her. I didn't think I knew you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. My huge congratulations, Mr. E. Your first day was amazing. Very well deserved. Very
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
Thank you. I am very happy with the results so far. I'm too stupid to stop pushing, so I'm going to keep going.
You deserve it. You have worked for it.
Yep.
I intend to keep working for it. I am not going to let anybody down, and I'm not letting it get to my head, no matter what. If that turns into $300,000, I'm still going to do the same, bottom level push that I have from the beginning. There's nothing going to stop that. I that's one of the things about RGE that I admire so much, is that he has had this explosive success, and it hasn't gone to his head. You know what I mean? He helped out today so much, shared his fans, shared his platform with me and Brian and everybody else today. We were just, it was a very cool thing. And RGE is a really cool dude. I mean, he really is. He's as opinionated and as crazy as the rest of us. He definitely fits in with Comicsgate very well.
Yeah, definitely.
So you got your show on the mornings now, right? How are you doing that every day?
Actually, it's anytime.
Wherever, whenever.
When I feel like it. I tend to do morning shows on my own, but then in the nights with John. The shows are a lot of fun. So guys, subscribe to White Cat Comics. So if you want to join the fun, and we want to have Mr. E as a guest soon.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
I'm there often.
Post a link for her channel in the chat.
I drop by often too.
Of course. We always enjoy Sim's beefcake. So let's see what we can get with Mr. E.
Yeah. Drop in.
Sure, I haven't done it yet.
Just joking.
I'll do it. I'll take my shirt off earlier.
All right.
Give me a few minutes. I'm eating now.
That's how books are funded, right?
That's funny. So so White Cat Comics is the name of her YouTube channel.
Yes.
I'm going to drop the link in the chat here. Hold on.
All right. Thank you very much. So and also Green Reaper reached 3K, and we're already in demand. So that's amazing. We're super happy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. The support is unbelievable. This is the best community ever.
Yeah, and every day there's some idiot saying that CG is dead.
Right. Well, I think today we proved that CG is not dead by getting Captain Love up to over 3K in the first 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think that proves CG is not dead. Yeah. Hey,
Yes,
Edward, it's so good to see you here, brother. And so I just now posted the link in there for White Cat Comics, that YouTube link that I just posted without any kind of reference at all.
All right, so everybody, you just subscribe, okay? Don't ask questions, just click and subscribe. And also, of course, subscribe to this channel, to Mr. E's channel, because he has very interesting horror shows, horror talks. So nobody else does that. So definitely make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah, we have Horror Talk on Monday nights. It starts at 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific, and we talk about movies and comics and horror tropes and other silly shit that gets in the way.
And I'm also on that show. Damn it, I'm everywhere.
Of course, Sim is a member of the cast on that show. He's a regular. He has a lot of good input and skills in the development and
I love hanging with
special
you guys.
effects.
You guys are great.
Oh, you know your way around special effects too, so it's not like
Mhm.
it's a gift. It's well deserved. So, and I just put another link in the chat, which we're going to check out here right now, which is Grim Reaper 2. Let's see, that's the wrong. I just on the wrong page though. I put it on the wrong page. So, which one is the one that's showing? Is this the one that's showing? Yeah. Okay, this is the one that's showing.
Oh, the kitty.
Oh yeah, this is Pepper Potts.
Oh. Hey, Pepper. Hey, Naked Sim.
There you go. That's for the lunch.
Oh, look at that face.
Yeah, she's purring really hard right now.
Oh.
Which
Yeah,
one's that one?
This is Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts.
Yeah. So, Grim Reaper 3074. How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. We never thought we would reach the 3K like so fast. So definitely very thankful with all of you guys, all the great support.
Yeah, well, you've blown your first campaign out of the water, so that's excellent.
Yeah, definitely. That's progress. So yeah, we are already working on the ideas for the next campaigns. My husband's already writing, and there's a lot of chaos when that happens. But everything good. Yeah, now just working very hard to get this book in the hands of our backers, hopefully in June. June is the deadline we have to deliver Grim Reaper 2. We have the challenge of doing 2 books in this campaign. We have issue 2 and also the spin-off. So yeah, it's twice the work for me, but yeah, but it's twice the rewards for our very loyal customers. So very happy to do it. And yeah, I just can't wait that you guys see it, because the improvement and the upgrade, it's immense. So yeah, we're dying to see the feedback, the reactions, the reviews, because yes, we are definitely trying to beat ourselves from the past and kick our own past.
As soon as I get my pack, we're doing a review on your channel.
Sounds great. Yeah, and also Sim did a really beautiful sketch cards that I haven't uploaded yet because I'm a horrible person and I have to do it very fast.
There you go. Hold on, I have them right here. I still have to mail them, but there you go. Here's one.
Look at that.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, hold it, Sam. Let me solo you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really cool.
Here's the second one.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That's nice.
That's my favorite one. I told him, okay, I'm gonna sell 2, but I want to keep one for myself. I just like them too much.
And she's keeping that one for herself.
Yep, that's the one I like for myself.
That's neat. Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah, beautiful thing. Now I'm gonna make some sketch cards for Sim in exchange for his next campaign, not the Merc. So yeah, just working.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I wish I could draw.
Well, if you want some cards, we can talk history.
So tell us, for the people who haven't heard, give us a pitch about Grim Reaper 2.
Well, this is hard without my husband, but I'm gonna try, okay? Well, the Grim Reaper 2, it's a cosmic horror story in which we don't have characters we don't have people as characters, but we have concepts. So it's a story which is very unique. You don't read things like this every day. And yeah, the main conflict in this story is that the Grim Reaper is not only responsible to kill people that is already alive, but also to keep immortals alive, right? So a Sim, the Sim last, is killed, and of course that the Grim Reaper is put on trial because that's his fault. So he has to find out who killed last and with what, especially. And yeah, this reminds me that the first 3-4 pages are a little bit steamy. So please don't open the book if there's children around. Yeah, a lot of love happening there, but no, all good. Then it's all good. It's a book that is very entertaining, has a very solid concept. Also, it's fun. It has fun moments, action. This one has more action than the first one. Let's see that the first one was more like intellectual dilemma, but this one is full packed with action, more comic-esque, to call it a way. And yeah, and also we're offering the spin-off, which is a brilliant idea that my husband had during his sleep. And he told me we have to do it. I don't care if we already have this whole book produced. We have to do this spin-off, okay? Okay, baby. So yeah, this story happens in Russia with Rasputin, the Mad Monk of Siberia. He is actually friends with the Green Reaper because he's a necromancer. Of course, he has been working with death. He has been contacting death his whole life. So the Green Reaper tells him, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna die. Your time is up. So yeah, I just have to take your soul tonight." And Rasputin tells him, "Okay, my friend, let's just have a couple drinks and yeah, and just enjoy my last moments, right?" But they play an arm wrestling competition, and if Rasputin wins, he tells him, "Okay, Green Reaper, you're gonna keep me alive." He cheats and he manages to win. So the Green Reaper offers him a medallion with which he will be totally indestructible. This is an insert of historical fiction that my husband did because Rasputin was actually very hard to kill. He's very well known historically because they shot him, they stabbed him, they threw him in a frozen river, and he never died. So the way that John explains it is with that medallion. But then they managed to take the medallion out of him and they pass it to Anastasia, and that's when the fun part starts, and I'm not gonna spoil it.
Now, is this the same Anastasia from the Tsar family?
Yes, exactly. Yes, because Rasputin was the doctor of the noble family. Mm-hmm.
Of the younger boy, right? Because
Exactly, the younger boy. Yes.
The queen, the Tsar's wife, the Tsarina or whatever, had Rasputin as her personal physician and mentor and guru and
Rasputin.
Yeah, he was also her lover, I think. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happened there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, definitely back the Green Reaper 2. It's only $30 for 3 books. You also have first issue available, which is something I was going to tell you, Mr. E, because like we couldn't back the Capital of the first opportunity, but we are definitely backing this time. And we saw that you are actually offering issue 1, which is amazing because, of course, new backers, we want to read issue 1, of course, right?
Yeah. The first campaign is still in demand. So if anybody is curious, the first book or the variant cover of the first story, which is the backstory of how Captain Love meets Spade and how he became the hero of the cleansing and the story that surrounds him, why he's supposedly believed to be immortal or legendarily immortal. Those are all answered in the first book. And so it's essential that if you're following the Captain Love story arc, the first book is going to answer all those questions and give you the feel of how things are going to go. That book is in demand right now. If you buy that book today, it'll ship tomorrow. So it's ready to go. And then the Vinnie Tartamella variant cover, which is very beautiful, which bought, by the way, that sold immediately.
That's obvious.
Backer 1 took that.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Someone was waiting, like, I'm gonna get it.
Of course.
But yeah, so that variant cover is available on the new campaign, Rise of the Pirate King, as the first story. So you have for the collectors, you actually have 3 different covers now that you can choose from or collect all 3. So.
Great. And of course, we all know that It's top quality, top notch. I already seen the reviews, great reviews, and that's all. That's also the reflection of why you did so well in this campaign, because people know that you are not blah blah blah. You do what you're gonna do. So yeah, my biggest congratulations, and that's amazing.
Yeah, in a way, that's what I have. I mean, it's like I don't have illustration skill to tout or anything like that. I can write good, but I have my integrity. That's what I have. You know what I mean? That the fact that I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I told people that I was going to. Everybody looked at me, thought I was crazy by delivering by Christmas. They thought I was nuts. I delivered my book by Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember we were mostly like at the same time with our first campaigns, so we were like all like starting and that, and we both fulfilled before Christmas. So yeah, yay for us.
Yeah, I got your book before I fulfilled even. So you guys fulfilled before me.
Yeah. So it's very important, like as like the newest generations here in Comicsgate to show the people that we are not like liars or anything. Like we do what we say we're gonna do, and to like try to rebuild that trust that maybe was hurt, but people that didn't fulfill, but we for sure are. So yeah, Comicsgate is not dead. It's every time more and more alive, and every time more books are fulfilling, more books are reaching the backers' hands, and that's the best thing. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, that basically is is how we're going to succeed. If it's because it's good work ethic, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks, Metal. Metal is a great dude. I got to actually see his face in a stream. Was that an Adam Post channel? Which channel was that on?
I don't know if it was Roth or Inkspot. He's been a while.
Yeah,
he was on Dan Fraga the other day too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Dan Fraga's he's doing streams now.
Yeah, he's been doing streams for a long time. Dude, I've been following that guy for over 3 years.
Oh,
he's Couch Doodle. Come on.
I know Couch Doodle. I know he's Couch Doodles.
He's been streaming for a while. Yeah, he's been doing like tutorials, just drawing streams. He likes to do doodle streams, so that's why I invited him to Doodle and Chill, and he said he would come.
Ah, sweet, excellent. Yeah, I can doodle. I could do stick figures.
It's a lost art.
Yeah.
Actually,
check my screen I'm sharing, by the way. Somebody's gonna be happy.
Yeah, I believe that it will be. Oh wow, nice.
Look at that.
Cool.
I'm doodling right now. It's a concept mode.
Unfeeling, right?
That's Gun Gorilla. Yeah, that's Brian Christow's character. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. No, I was going to say that I definitely wanna invite Mr. E to the channel so we can talk about writing. I feel like here in Comicsgate there's plenty of shows of art. Because of course people love seeing art. For example, in my channel when I stream live while I'm inking or coloring, like there's a lot of people there. But we also it's also very cool to talk about writing. Everything that happens behind the scenes for writers, right? So yeah, like my husband, like he's an amazing writer and he has like very interesting questions. So it would be great to have Mr. E and maybe interrogate him and and have fun with him. And just enjoy and talk about writing, because I think it's very, very important talking about writing, because there's so many people that would like to write, So yeah, let's just share like how we work, I don't know, the sources of inspiration, everything that goes behind, because writing is not easy. Writing is not easy at all. I have tried to write before and I failed because my head just, and there's a lot of research, a lot of techniques also to be a really, really good writer. So I think it's very important to talk about that here in Comicsgate. So yeah, it would be very fun to do that show.
I'm happy to make sure that you guys can send me direct messages and stuff. So let's definitely get in touch with me in the DMs and we'll coordinate that. I'm happy to. I mean right now I'm gonna have my days free probably for at least like next week I think. So
Mhm.
what I mean. So yeah, definitely let's go ahead and kick that out.
Yeah.
I definitely I would love to. I'm trying to get on as much exposure as possible on everybody's channels. I mean, even if the interview sits around for 10 years, someone's going to watch it later. They're going to get Captain Love then. So, let's all promote each other. Let's all push each other's books. Let's all let everybody know what's going on. And speaking of pushing each other's books, Joe King is a book that I wish was available right now. To promote some, so I can't wait. George, if I don't know if he's you still there, George? Okay,
Yeah, no, I'm
George.
here.
All right, George has a book called George by Joe King, and it's a fun little like. What would you say Joe is? What is he? Is he like a is he a creature? Is he what would you call him?
He's like the Wile E. Coyote of my universe.
Okay, so he's like the Wild Coyote of his universe. Hey, Brian's made it. Brian's here.
I had to draw the
Hail,
Siskin gorilla
Brian.
for him to show up.
Oh yeah, that's looking sweet, Simon. Hi, Carla.
It was a summoning. It was a summoning. You had to summon him with the Siskin gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. I needed a break, but please, I don't want to step on. I don't want to step on you, Drew. Continue.
No worries. I'm just asking. I'm asking about Joe King. So he's like the Wild E. Coyote of your universe. So what does that mean? Like
here it is. People can still get book one off my direct store. I had it on Indiegogo for a whole year, and I took it it up when I was actually delivering on book one, because I was actively promoting book two. I didn't want to.
Is that the link right there? You just sent in the private chat?
Yeah. I didn't want to crowd the Indiegogo with two different campaign buttons active. So I put the direct store for book one on my domain site.
Okay, so everybody who's curious, do we lose? No, we lost Sim.
That's okay. He won't be missed.
He'll be back.
Sorry,
he's back already. He's back already.
Okay.
Hey, Simon.
I'm sorry. I'm deleting.
That's okay. We were just talking smack about you.
That's what I said. I'm deleting the drawing I was doing. Going.
Oh no!
Wait, hold a second. Did you that wasn't like ink on paper?
Nope.
You're a villain, sir. I mean, come on, that looks like a great piece of art.
Hey man, reach out and fuck with someone. It's all good.
I do traditional too, brother. So if people want traditional art, they can reach out to me too.
Oh yeah, I find that like 99.9% of the artists I know that work digital also can work by hand, because really, drawing on like a computerized tablet or what, I don't even know what those are called.
Pen display.
Oh, gotcha. It's just a new tool. It's I don't mind art that's created on a computer, so long as it doesn't look like it's created on a computer. You know what I'm saying? And
as long as you apply the same traditional techniques.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want them big pixel squares. You don't want to see those. Is what you're trying to say?
No, I especially don't like when artists use certain kinds of special effects, like when they use blurring, computerized blurring. I really can't stand computerized fisheye lens. Like Adrian would do that stuff sometimes. I'd be like, brother, like, you're killing me. I'm sorry, but this has got to go. And I always believe, trust your artists and everything. But yeah, that's like something I personally just can't abide. You know what I'm talking about. Don't leave me hanging here.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. So, George, I dropped that link in the chat there.
Click on it. You'll be thoroughly surprised, and share it on the screen. You'll be thoroughly surprised.
All right. Well, let me.
And it's not porn.
Oh, phooey.
That would get me struck.
Where's the book at, by the way, Drew?
The book is.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a quick peek here. I can only do one thing at a time. So hold on.
I know.
Oh,
Good.
40 backers, 33.85.
Oh, hell yeah.
You jumped 3 backers.
Mhm.
Sweet. Hell yeah, Drew. You are killing it today. Killing it. And this is just the beginning. It's not even 24 hours. It's not even, 6 or 7 hours. You are doing it well.
I didn't get 40 backers in the first 60 days of my
No, me neither.
first campaign. So it took longer than 60 days to get to this point. And so that's
fantastic.
The whole campaign. I mean, this is about where I was sitting. Let's see, actually, what does the Hero of the Cleansing say? I was at 30,389 when that campaign went in demand. So I'm at 3,385. I'm $4 difference from when I went in demand last time.
Dude, you are literally $200 behind me, and I've already had my campaign going for like a month. You're whipping my ass, son.
It took me 2 weeks on my second campaign to collect 3,500.
Yeah, well, I had Vinny Tartamella art to help. So.
And you had Raging Golden Eagle too.
Oh, he was wonderful.
Really
wonderful.
It's an inside job, I tell you. It's an inside job.
No, yeah, RG was awesome.
Am I frozen?
Vinny, of course. Vinny's Vinny. Oh, love that dude.
Yeah, it's me. All right, now we're back. Everybody back?
Yep.
All right. Okay. The internet's been a nightmare with everybody
at home streaming Prawn and Netflix.
Everyone's downloading porn.
Because internet is for.
Did you hear? Netflix was asked to throttle its customers because it was hogging the bandwidth on the internet.
Yeah, it's government prioritization for emergency. Yeah.
Yeah, and we also have the slowest internet in the Western world to begin with. Oh, hey, what's up?
Congrats on your book, man.
Hey, what's up, John? How's it going, man? Thank you very much, buddy.
It's going. I just want to stop by and say congrats on the launching. Looks great, man.
Thank you. I'm excited. It's doing really well, and your book looks great too, man. I'm excited for Grim Reaper too. I got my 1. I want my 2.
Same here. Good to see you, John.
Hey, Brian, how's it going, man? Thank you. Yeah, no, definitely, man. Hey, is Captain Love 1 available in this one?
Yes, in fact, it is. Here, let me jump back over real quick.
If you want the original version with the first cover, John, you have to go on the first campaign. But he has the Vinny cover on this one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So on the first campaign is still in demand, so you can still get the first book with the first cover and the variant from the first campaign. But on this campaign, the Vinny cover is available with Chapter 1 for $30, and then all of these tiers. I just want to make sure everybody's aware. I have to remind everybody because I keep forgetting to. See here, it says domestic shipping free on all perks, free in the USA. So what you see here, all these have shipping prices built into them. So unless you're out of the country, you will not get a shipping charge on top of
that. Is awesome.
That is really good. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying a couple of new things.
How long are you gonna have it in demand for?
What's that? How long is it going to be in demand? It will be in demand until Chapter 2 is ready. When Chapter 2 goes live, Chapter 1 will go down.
Okay.
Excellent. And of course, you've got this subscription tier. That's what I keep calling it.
Well, it's the
that's just
executive
fantastic.
producer. Yeah. The executive producer. Now, how that works basically is you back as an executive producer. I have it written down here at the bottom just so that everybody can find it easily without having to click and open it. So the executive producer is you get 1 copy of each of the 6 chapters and the compiled graphic novel. And plus, you get your name included in the back of the graphic novel and all stretch goals from the Rise of the campaigns. So basically, while we're still on chapter 1, you get to have chapter 1, but you're also backing chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, and the finished graphic novel. And these are all the shipping is already worked out. You know what I mean, domestically on that. So it is all in the price. And then and so you get all the stretch goals that occur on this campaign, but on also the campaign that we're going to have for chapter 2 and the campaign for chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, and the final campaign for the book. All the stretch goals that are created in those will also be included to the executive producer.
So cool. So cool. And it's a great deal just for $100. People are going to be getting a lot of book for their money.
Yeah.
Plus the perks and all.
You're gonna get 7 books for your money. Yeah. That's, you know, and at the same time, you know, it's going to be a lot cheaper than backing them like one at a time. So if you're like trying to back chapter 1 in this campaign, and chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the next campaign, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it's going to be a lot more expensive than just being an executive producer and backing the whole thing. So.
And people now know that they're going to get their books, and they're going to get their books fast when they come out.
Yeah, well, chapter 1's done, and chapter 2 is already up to page 11 by the illustrator. So, you know, by the time this campaign is over, it's very likely chapter 2 will be significantly down that process, and then we'll be get ready. You know, we'll put this in demand, and then when chapter 2 is to the lettering stage, I will drop a mailing list, and then let that roll for about a month, and then we'll drop the campaign, and then we'll just close chapter 1 and go roll with chapter 2. And it'll basically be pretty much set up like chapter 1 is, except that except that it'll be just in campaign mode for chapter 2. So if people who need to go 1 chapter at a time, the same reason why I'm creating them 1 chapter at a time, it's hard to afford. You know what I mean? So that it'll hopefully be more congruent to the buying populace. I'm trying to give like every option available. The beauty of doing it this way is that I was able to do a variant cover. Obviously, that's something that's to introduce another variant.
Hail, Vinny!
Sold the original art immediately. The first backer took that.
That shit went fast, son.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, that was great.
And then so I'm able to do things like drawn into the book, right? So chapter 3, 4, and 5, 6, those chapters are not drawn yet. Yep. So I can have characters from those chapters be assigned to likenesses that people buy in this, in the drawn the book tier, which I wasn't able to do before because the whole thing was done. You can't be drawn in the book if the whole thing is done.
Right.
So, but you're good. But now I can have it done in bites before I put the campaign up. And then, because it's still chapter 1, there's chapters that aren't done yet. So we can, while this campaign is live, you can buy a tier where you get put in the book. And then on top of being drawn into the book, you also get the executive producer perk with that. So you get, $100 value of executive producer and then $75 to be drawn in the book. So it's, it's a fantastic value.
Yeah. Fantastic, I say.
And then I got this this collector's package. Basically, is the same as the executive producer, but twice. So you have everything in the executive producer, but you have 2 copies, and one of those 2 copies will be signed. Also, you're going to have 2 copies of the Vinny Tartamella cover variant, but one of those will also be signed. So because you're a collector, you'll get all the everything that comes into the campaign, but you'll have
all the rad stuff.
So you'll be able to put back a signed copy of all the books, into storage for collecting, and then you'll have another copy that you can mangle and muster and spit on and sniff and squish and
you use as a doorstop.
Yeah. Anything but toilet paper. You know what I mean?
Anything but toilet paper. That would be disrespectful.
Not that I'm worried about you wiping your not that I'm worried about you wiping your butt with my book. It's just that the paper isn't going to be really good for getting it off of your butt.
No, it would be very coarse, one would imagine.
Right.
Oh, and Carla was talking about writing and writing for comics.
Mhm.
There are always certain books that I recommend. One of them is Alan Moore's Writing for Comics. Get a copy of that.
I got that one.
Yeah, very good. Very good. There's also one by Dennis O'Neil, which I think is called Writing Comics the DC Way or something like that. But it's by Dennis O'Neil, who was like the Batman writer and
there's the
editor
Campbell
for like 30 years.
There's the Campbell too. What's his name? Campbell, the guy that come with. He wrote a book about the Heroes Quest. He came up with the Heroes Quest. There's a book about it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was one of the books I was going to recommend. Actually, is
There you go.
Hero of a Thousand Faces.
That's a great
This
one.
is an absolute must when it comes to classical storytelling. And of course, that doesn't mean that you have to be classical in your storytelling. It doesn't mean you have to be old fashioned. But it's always, if you want to break the rules, that's fine. But it's always good to learn the rules before you break the rules. You know, like Picasso was a proper painter, did landscapes, that sort of a thing, long before he started doing his own style, cubism and that sort of a thing.
That's the first thing they teach you in art. It's technically learn the basic, learn everything. You've mastered everything. Yeah. You want to kill yourself now? Yeah. Forget everything you've learned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then just wing it. And
yeah.
Rely on your, of your skills that you've practiced and learned to just automatically just do it.
The same thing with, I think it's a lot like most skills, like with playing guitar, you know what I mean? It was like the hardest thing for me to actually like train my hands and all that kind of stuff and learn all the same, Jimmy Crack Corn. I don't care. This song sucks. You know what I mean? But it's like, but now it's like, I can just, you know what I mean? And I find myself
muscle memory.
Yeah. Muscle memory and playing comfortably and stuff like that. So,
writing is,
and that's why I can draw a monkey without reference.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, writing is a little different in that regard, but it's also very similar in the sense that you only learn by doing. Mm-hmm. And comics are a very unnatural a medium for a writer to work in, because you're not telling a story as it's happening the way you would in prose fiction or in even a screenplay or a play. You're describing your story, you're telling your story in snapshots. And that's most of the writers that I've known of that have come from other mediums, Harlan Ellison, the legendary science fiction writer, being one of them, who worked in television, wrote short stories, novels. He said, and everybody else that's done the same thing, gone from prose or script writing to comics. He said it was the hardest thing he'd ever done, writing like a single issue of Batman. And it gets easier. Once you get the script, it's cool. But I have to write at least 8 comic scripts before I started to catch on.
I can definitely say that writing a 72-page comic script was a lot more difficult than writing a 213-page movie script.
Yep.
Oh, not even close. Not even close.
It was way harder.
Way harder. Way harder.
Mm-hmm.
God, one of my favorite stories is about the writer from Esquire, who walked into Stan Lee's office one day and said, "I want to write comics. I want to write the Fantastic Four." And Stan, gave the guy, a script as an example, and said, "Okay, write me a script. I'd love to see it. We could maybe use it as a fill-in issue." 2 months go by. The writer hasn't delivered the script. Stan Lee calls him up and says, "Hey, brother, dude, where's that script? Where's that Fantastic Four script?" And the Esquire writer said, "Oh man, you know what? It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I can't do it. I think I'm going to do something easy, like write a novel." And and the writer was Mario Puzo, and the novel was The Godfather.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. If Mario Puzo had taken right to comic books, he never would have written The Godfather.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
yeah.
I want to hear. I want to hear George tell us a little bit about his book. George, you still there?
No, he's not. He's muted.
All right.
So he's out. There you go. He's back.
There he is.
What's up, George?
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your book, George.
Okay, cool. Joe King versus World Greatest Average Hero. It's a 120-page comic book sci-fi humor. It takes cues from Star Trek, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and Doctor Who. I literally duplicated the entire campaign that was on Indiegogo, and I put it on my direct store. What can I tell you? It's a solid story. There's 4 different narratives in this book. There's the linear narrative where you read it, no problem. There's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy narrative where there's actual notes, guide notes between the panels. And there's a non-linear character in the story because she's unstuck in time. So you literally have to jump from page to page, panel to panel, backwards, forwards throughout the book to get that experience.
Interesting.
And there's a visual narrative where there's visual gags throughout the book that actually connect to each other like puzzles. So and once you start to unravel the puzzle, you literally are getting a completely different story in the book. Mm-hmm. And this book, I hear all of you talking about, writing and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. The way this book is written is that I knew the overall story. So, excuse me. So I scripted it out, and it actually was about 500 pages. So I condensed it, taking the cues from Tintin and Asterix.
Oh, wow.
So
that's interesting.
So I stuck to a very rigid formula on the paneling. Sometimes I have 15 panels on a page. Sometimes I have just splash panels too. If this is comic book, of course, we got to do the splash panels. But it's very rigid. And then when I finished doing the first linear part of the story, I went in and actually did the non-linear character, where to follow that character, you have to go to page 106, panel 2, and follow the directions as her story progresses throughout the book. I mean, that's literally an extra 20-page experience buried within the book itself.
That's fantastic. So you've really obviously taken a lot of inspiration from French comics, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, the classics: Alex Raymond, Al Williamson, Wally Wood, the books, Asterix and Tintin. The Grandmasters, even Winsor McKay. Dreamland.
That's the other advice that I think every writer should follow is what Akira Kurosawa said, which is study the classics. Study the classics, study the masters. When I wanted to start writing, I studied Shakespeare. I started to study Charles Dickens. Alexander Dumas, all those cats.
Giddy up, exactly. Exactly.
I love to see that I'm not the only one that puts their trading cards in holders like this.
Oh yeah, no, the entire book. I delivered the whole book in a binder. The entire book is in a binder. The inside. Yeah, seriously, the inside of the book of the binder is the actual book, and then as you keep flipping, you're getting original art. You're getting the trading cards. You're getting an extra comic gag as well. You're getting what do you call those bookmarks, and just because I found a stash, I found my first issue run, and I put it into the inside back cover. I slipped it in there.
Badass.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Oh, it's great. The back of the cards actually make a big puzzle. Wow. And here's the thing about crafting this book. I mean, it's literally a puzzle. It's layered. the moment I finished the nonlinear character, then I went into creating the visual gags
Right.
throughout the book. And then when I was done, here, stop and go back up. Go down. Right, one more down. One more. There. Those 15 panels.
Yeah.
Right there. Now, if you actually zoom before you do anything, okay, just hold that shot right there. The panel on the bottom middle panel has a direct visual gag connection to the top middle panel. The character in the bottom middle panel is on the planet, and he's shooting the gun straight up, 90 degrees.
Right.
The character on the top middle panel is in orbit, being attacked by a bunch of overgrown, cells, and they're being blown apart because the character on the bottom is actually firing.
Oh, that's intense. That's intense.
And here's the part: the next 5 or 6 pages in this part of the book is all horizontal reading. And so everything, all the rows are actually happening at the same time.
Oh, that's so cool.
So there's a lot of visual gags in this book. It's ridiculous. I had one person actually call me up, because my phone number is available off my domain site, by the way. He called me up and he said, I had a hard time. I said, why? I don't know. I read it once. Then I went back. I read it a second time, and I had a second experience. I went back. I read it again, following the nonlinear character. I had a third experience. I said, okay, yeah, but what's the problem? He goes, I don't know what I'm looking at. I understand the story. It all makes sense, but how? How did you do this? And I said, did you ever play crossword puzzles in those oversized books and stuff like this? Yeah. Well, imagine all those crossword puzzles and brain teasers in that super IQ test book, all actually crafted a narrative, but but you've never experienced the overall narrative because you're always focused on that puzzle at that moment on that page. You never step back and say, wait a minute, this question here on page 16 has a correlation to that question on page 55, and there's a story to it.
Oh my God! Now you see, you have obviously learned how to master exploiting the things that you can only do in comics. Like every medium has certain things that can only be done in that medium.
You are correct.
And if you can find those things and exploit them, you can create magic. Wow, I can't wait to read this.
You know what? I will send all of you a digital download link to read it. And under the understanding, if you're so thoroughly impressed, impressed that you want to give up your firstborn to your worst enemy, go ahead and actually buy the physical book. I won't mind.
This looks okay. So that's $40 USD. Does that have is there shipping on that too?
No, shipping's included worldwide.
Oh, sold.
It's all no. Don't buy it now. What am I doing?
I kind of want to. Yes, really, dude.
Come on, make up your mind.
Don't
buy.
They should be no giving up your firstborn though.
This is a sale.
Oh my gosh. Okay, listen. Before you buy, I don't even believe I'm saying this.
Dude.
Let me send you the digital file.
He's buying it. He's buying it.
Oh, for crying out loud!
He's buying it. It's done. He just said it. It's a done deal. He's buying it. Shh.
It's obvious, George. Like you're
sold it. Yeah.
You're new to live streaming.
Well, no. I've been on YouTube since 2007
or
something like that. Okay. But I've been shadow banned before I even knew shadow ban existed back in 2008, 2009, and long story short, I've been shadow banned long before shadow banned was a word, and I
Wow.
finally cleared up the whole problem. I had multiple YouTube channels,
Mhm.
and I had different things on each of the channels, and one of the things just wasn't kosher with the left wing nut jobs,
Oh God.
which was promoting righteousness, Donald Trump. Just incredible, sane, common sense stuff. So I deleted that channel. Next thing I know, holy smokes, I'm able to live stream. I'm able to upload without problems. I'm able to actually super chat. I'm able to do all sorts of things. It's because just one of my channels had stuff that they didn't like, and that's what I really like about comics. I've been what
Sorry,
publishing.
I didn't see the second.
I've been publishing since 1990, and and distributing my book digitally and in print, floppy disk, CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, off the internet, PDFs, and every community, every experience I've had was never supported. I mean, they were all for themselves. I mean, heck, even the Apple Store. I put up my book on the Apple Store in 2011, and the upgrades. Oh my gosh, guys, there's so many upgrades on that thing. Almost every week there's an upgrade update going on. It's like I'm not going to keep up with this. This is ridiculous. But I digress.
Well, it's a good book, man. It's impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing more come from you, man. You're a talented individual. It's pretty awesome.
The next book, Joe King, Saving Everyone Again for the First Time. Again, it's 120 pages, but the gag is this. They just ordered a pizza. It's going to take 120 minutes to get the pizza delivered. And in that time, they have to save the planet Earth, which got kidnapped, thrown to the other side of the universe in the path of a supernova. So they have to solve that impossible task before the pizza gets delivered.
That's crazy.
And people say, yeah, they said, that's a very unusual synopsis, George. I said, well, imagine the Blues Brothers meets the Wrath of Khan.
That's an interesting comparison. It really is.
No, I'm literally making fun of the Blues Brothers and Star Trek in that story. And every page, the 120 pages, every page represents a minute in the story. So when that character is actually looking at his watch on page 57, he says, how long before the pizza's here? He says, well, we're 57 minutes into the order.
Is that like page 57?
Page 57. Yeah, and so I've taken the again going back to crafting story. In terms of a script, every page is a minute in the script, and if you read it, you time it out, you know how long your movie or your TV series is going to be, and stuff like that. Well, I took that same concept off of script writing and put it into the comic book. So every page in the comic book represents a minute. In fact, for this book, I'm actually reading out loud every page to myself and timing it to see if I can actually accomplish it in 1 minute. If I can't, then I go back and edit the copy until I do.
Wow. That is like an insane level of like effort put into the every little detail of the book. That's just like crazy over the top. I dig it, man.
Yeah, it does take a lot of patience, because sometimes it would drive me crazy. I was sitting there working on it for such a long time, and I get my wife saying, you haven't gone to sleep in 2 days, right? I go, holy smokes, are you serious? And she goes, yeah, okay. Oh, I'll go to sleep. I close my eyes, and then when she's not around, I wake up and I just continue.
That's the life of a comic book creator. No rest for the wicked.
Exactly.
No rest for the wicked.
Exactly. And so, but enough about Joe King. I mean, thank you so much for the support. But I'm sincere. Everybody in the panel here, I will send you. Just put your email in the private chat, and I'll send you a download link. Just experience the book. That's all I ask.
Thanks, man.
Because when I was pushing this a year ago, everybody didn't understand what I was talking about. I needed to create a proof of concept because this was absolutely. It wasn't new for me because I've been doing this, like I said, since 1990. It's just that I never packed the book more than 32 pages at a time. Oh,
Well, I think it's pretty brilliant, and yeah, I think that we should all put our emails in the thing for him before he splits out, so in the private chat, so he can Sim, are you? It says you got kicked. I guess you're still. That was a while ago, huh?
No, I'm right here.
Yeah, I know. I'm like looking at you. I'm like, how you kicked? I was like,
My kids. My youngest one is 10, and the older one is 18.
Well, there you go.
Sorry about that. I had to take a break to abuse my elderly mother.
I said hell to your mom in the chat.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Okay, I'll give that message.
That chair video. Before you go, scroll down. See a couple of the panels out of the book, and just so there you go. Like right there. That's a panel in the book. That's not a full page spread or anything like that.
Damn. So you like what size do you normally work in?
Oh, everything in my book is vector. It's all drawn in Illustrator.
Oh
wow. That's a lot of work.
Well, actually, not really. I mean, back in the early 90s, I had to actually put a drill through my mouse and put a pen down. So I used that as my stylus when I was drawing into Illustrator. But since then, I just go, what? A tablet exists? and after that, I go, what? A screen that you can draw on?
Right. But that's interesting that before you even knew this existed, you were already just like fashioning your own tools.
Yeah, back then, the stuff that exists now that we all take for granted did not exist. Back then, Marvel and DC put out a couple of books that they say was computer generated, which was complete bullshit. And it's like, and I'm sitting there, I'm managing a service bureau. We're outputting film and paper and doing chromolins and keys and handling about 100 clients a day, 1,000 clients a month. And I'm looking at it going like, there's no, how can they put this crap out? It was all pixelated. So when so I put out my book, The Black Diamond Effect, in September 1990. And all the work in there was vector, nice vector lines. Right across the board, the whole enchilada. And was there any pixelization? Of course there was. I pixelized the vector effects when I needed to get certain effects happening, but everything started off as a vector formatted file.
That is so cool.
Yeah, but it gets better. I mean, look at how we're distributing this today is amazing. It's so freaking efficient. But back in the day, I was distributing on a floppy disk, okay, a 700K floppy disk, a digital version of the book, and then I had Capital City, Diamond Comic Distributors, Heroes Distributors, Andromeda, and I forgot a couple other distributors. All tell me if you distribute your book digitally to anybody, we'll kick you off our distribution platforms, right?
Wow.
And I said, okay, sure, fine, I won't do it. But I kept on doing it. I just never told them.
Nice. Nice. There's no stopping inspiration, man. There's no stopping.
No, there wasn't. People were going, I'd love to get your book, but it was like $20 the book back then. Well, $5 the price range, $5 to $20. And I said, okay, here's a floppy disk. Enjoy the book. If you like it, my address is on the back. Send me a check in the mail. A check in the mail.
That's awesome.
That's
PayPal. Awesome on our system.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no PayPal. It didn't exist back then. It's just
right.
Check in the mail. It's like, and then it's like a get a check in the mail. And my mom's going, who are these people sending you checks in the mail? I go, Mom, it's okay. I don't trust this. What's going on?
Oh wow! So you're like way ahead of your time, brother.
Well, when I actually started distributing on a gold disc, Kodak gold disc, you know what my problem was? That I keep forgetting to format it as an ISO format, and I kept on formatting it as a Mac format because a lot of the people had PCs, and they kept on telling me, "Why, I can't read it. I can't read it." I go like, "Oh, for crying out loud! I forgot to do an international format, right?" So I would send them a second disc, and they said, "Yes, okay, thank you so much, And then again, there's a check in the mail, and my mom would actually get upset. She said, "You got to stop this." I said, "Okay, Mom, I promise I'll stop this." And then I started to just have a link on my domain site, so I would send them an email, and they would download it directly. And I didn't mind. I knew when I actually saw the stats on my website the next day, that the one link that I sent off, it was downloaded like several hundred times. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me.
Your work was getting out there.
Exactly. That's the whole purpose of it.
Absolutely.
And
if White Wizard Alex is still in the chat, I just want to say, Hale, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for hanging out. Everybody here in the chat. We got Metal Movies and Brewskis. You got.
I would just say it's the wrong Hale. Put an A, please. We're talking about the Roman one. That's not the Roman one.
It's a typo. It's not.
I know, but come on, it is funny.
Everything that those SJWs say about us is true.
I want to transition to something now that John's with us. I want Brian to do me a favor, please, and interview John on this book a little bit while I feed the felines.
You got it. Give Pepper Potts.
I've been campaigning for so many hours now. They're kind
of you got to give them their chow.
Yeah. Let's hear about Grim Reaper, and I'll be back in a minute or so.
Yeah, John. Give everybody an idea of what the Grim Reaper series is about.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Brian. This is the sequel to the Grim Reaper 1, which I know you got. So hopefully you're excited to get it as well, because we've heard great things from the first one. I know that a lot of people like a lot of stuff, and we try to kind of upgrade from the stuff that could have improved in the first one for sure. And it's very apparent when you get the second one what things we have improved on for sure. And it shows also in the support of the people. There has been a little bit more presence from us, of course, with kind of building up this audience and getting a little bit more eyes on it and whatnot. And so it's kind of showing on the results for sure. But yeah, so this is the Grim Reaper 2. This is a continuation of the Grim Reaper 1. We don't necessarily start the story where we left off, because I know we left kind of like in the cliffhanger there. But we'll get to that eventually, right? So the story starts with a murder, right? So someone or something is killed, right? So there's this entity, this being. They're called sins, like the capital sins. But they're these kind of demons, and there are more than 7 in this universe, right? They're more so than inspired, and we have some elements of like the biblical sins, but more so inspired in the Greek myth of Pandora's box, when they open the box and they release all the evils of the world, if you will. Right. So that's what we call the sins in this story, right? So this sin that gets killed is called Lust, right? So she's this sensual, super sexual lady, right? And she's obviously very naughty, but she can help herself, but sometimes just attack people while in the middle of getting freaky. You know what I mean? Just because kick out of it. But someone sneaks from behind and kills her, right? So the Grim Reaper kind of has to play detective at first to kind of find out how this happened, because him being the angel of death, he's in charge of making sure that mortals die, but that immortals never die, right? And she was supposed to be that, like she was supposed to be an immortal. So all these demons come to him and they tell him that he better find who did it and turn that person over to them so they can kind of do justice to avenge their sister. And so the Grim Reaper goes on this kind of detective quest trying to find out who it was and what weapon was powerful enough. So that kind of takes us back to this journey through Greek mythology, through the history of the Grim Reaper itself and why not. And as such, he at the end, they to make amends, he kind of has to go through hell and back to rescue this being, to rescue her soul and bring her back to the land of the living. Now the question is, would he make it back, and would he, of course, he's stepping into enemy territory because everyone in hell hates him, right? All the spirits that are there because of him in the first place. So when they see him, they're all going to come and attack him, and he's going to have to, be a little bit less benevolent than the Grim Reaper that we saw in Grim Reaper 1. That's why he's kind of wearing this armor and more fighting mode, if you will. So it's definitely a step up in action from the first one. And we definitely grew a little bit more ambitious with what we wanted the story to look like, for sure. That's in a nutshell the Grim Reaper 2. There's going to be new characters. He's going to have his horse that he's going to be riding. He can breathe fire, you know what I mean? He's going to be a huge asset in this huge fight that he has to go and take basically upon hell. His lost son is going to come back. He vanquished him when he was a kid because he was messed up in the head. And of course, being a very powerful being and being messed up in the head, the Grim Reaper thought he was too dangerous. So he just kind of, kicked him out of the family and put him in a way where where he would never find a way out, But he did. He comes back looking for revenge, So he has going to have to fight all these different battle fronts at once. And it might prove too much for him, or maybe he will pull it off and come on top. We'll have to read it and find out.
That's awesome. You're really taking this story to a new, more ambitious level, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. That was kind of like the plan. Like when the first one, we kind of wanted to get our feet wet. We were a little bit more, I guess you could say, laid back with the whole thing. We just kind of said, let's prove ourselves. Let's kind of give him a taste of what we can do and what we're about. And it was risky because we said, how many people would actually come back to the second one if we don't actually, But I thought it was a good story through and through. It had a beginning and it had an end. Even though it ended with a cliffhanger, but it ended with it was conclusive enough to where it was its own story that stood on its own 2 feet. But it was mostly an introduction to the characters, and to the universe in which they live. But we definitely kind of wanted to bring the big guns for this one, and we'll continue to do that on upcoming issues because I guess the overall plan, the master plan here, is kind of merge them together eventually. Kind of, we maybe crossovers with other creators. We never know, but we wanna make this universe big and put these characters in situations that haven't been tried before. I mean, like we were reviewing the other day with yourself and with Drew with the Grim Reaper. Of course they played with him a lot in some movies, but never really did it justice to. This is supposed to really be the most powerful being ever. And
right.
It was never quite portrayed that way a lot. Save for a few movies here and there, but
yeah. You've never seen the personification of death as a lead character.
Right. Yeah. Right. You never. And like
it shows up, but you've never heard like his story.
Right. Exactly. But like you were talking before, you were saying about the hero's journey, and I think that you could do that with death if you looked at it from a different perspective. And I think that's kind of what we wanted to do. We wanted to humanize him and make him the good guy, even if it's kind of hard to see it that way. And take him through these crazy adventures, and people were pretty pleased with the results. We'll see how they like the Grim Reaper 2. I'm sure you guys will love it because it's definitely an upgrade in a lot of ways. And but we're still keeping the good things. Like the quality of the printing is still the same. There's definitely a collector's edition. It's gonna be that glossy cover with our signature on it. And it's gonna be perfect bound as well. So we're going out of our way to make sure that this is definitely a success in every aspect.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. Where are you at right now in your campaign?
So
You already met your goal, haven't you?
oh yeah, for sure.
Heck yeah.
We passed it by like 500%. So that I'm very, very happy about that. We are on 3K, a little bit over 3K. And so yeah, if you guys want to get it soon, of course, try to back it as soon as possible, because once once we receive the funds, then we will start putting in the orders, and we'll have to still finish a few pages here and there. But once we get that, we will start kind of organizing ourselves to put in the orders from the printer, and then getting it out there to people and whatnot. So you don't want to miss out on that. But of course, if you do, then we plan on leaving it open for a little bit. But that's of course gonna take longer if you miss out the first shipping, the first shipment of books. But yeah, so back it while it's still available, and get it as soon as we can deliver.
It looks
Awesome.
like you got the Inferno pack, which is $30. What's included in that? 3 different books, all 3 books there?
It's just basically all 3 physical copies. Yeah, it's a steal, man. You're getting 3 books for $30, and you've seen the quality. I think I have one available here. This is this is kind of what the Grim Reaper 1 looks like, right? With the glossy cover. Beautiful art by Carla here. We do have some spreadsheets, although this one actually, the reason why we kept this one is because it was defective from the printer. And for some reason, the one page that it didn't include was the spreadsheet, but I would show it to you if I had it. But that was the only one that actually came with a mistake. But yeah, so this is what the Grim Reaper looks like on the inside, and then it has this sexy pinup included as well in there. We'll have pinups, and by the way, everybody will get a free pinup because we hit our $2,000 mark. So yeah, this is the Grim Reaper 1. The Grim Reaper 2 is going to be a little bit bigger, and it's going to be perfect mount, but with the same glossy cover. And then we are also including the Curse of the Medallion, which is going to be a spin-off story, short manga style story that's going to come included with the 3. That one's a little bit smaller, but still the same quality, fully colored and all.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And you know what, John, you and Carla, you are definitely a very positive presence in Comicsgate. I feel like we're watching the beginnings of what's going to be a very interesting career for the 2 of you.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian. I really appreciate it. We hope so. We hope so. We want to get it out there and see what people think more than anything, and then of course money and all those other things will come second, and they will come. But we just want to see what people think about our ideas and our project moving forward for sure.
So now,
Heck yeah.
Underworld is just the number 2 digital.
Yeah, it's number 2 digital. It's only $7. Of course, there's no shipping on this one. And we always have digital for international backers. People who maybe can get a little expensive to get it to them or whatever. Every way you can help support. Even just to retweet, like we always say, share, whatever. It doesn't have to be a purchase, or getting the word out there. You be surprised the difference that a retweet can make, that a like on YouTube can make, and things like that. So yeah, this is definitely for those who want to help or just want to read it and maybe download it. You travel, whatever.
And then the $10 Hades is both books, not the first Grim Reaper, but both these other books, digital, right?
On digital form, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we have the physical copy for $14, which is a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
How many pages is the book?
And so far, honestly, we don't know. I wrote the script for 40 pages, but my wife decided to do a little bit bigger panels, spread pages, and all this crazy stuff. So I think we extended a few more pages in the end. So I think we're definitely gonna be more than 40. But I don't know if it's gonna be under 50, at 50, or more.
I love how Carla leans in to take the blame for that.
Yeah.
I did.
That was me.
We lost Brian.
Oh no, Brian, come back, please. I was going to say that the 3 books is more or less 100 pages in total.
Yeah, because we know that. Oh, Brian's back. There you go.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. So yeah, the first book for sure more than 40 pages, and it has to be more than 40 pages to be perfect bound, at least for our printer. So it's gonna be perfect bound, and all that good quality for sure.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
That's a great price for a perfect bound book. It really is.
Oh,
It is.
Yeah. And then this one, the Sharon is 15, and this is all 3 books.
all 3 books in PDF form. Yeah, all 50.
It's a PDF pack. I see that now. Okay, yeah. All right. And then Cerberus is physical copies of the 2 books, not the first Grim Reaper, but the second Grim Reaper, other book here.
Yeah.
And then we have a T-shirt
Mm-hmm.
for 30, and you got 2 of those claimed. That's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's some perks who include the T-shirt as well. So more T-shirts than that, but yeah. If you just want the T-shirt, maybe you already back the book, maybe you already have the book, whatever. Then yeah, you have the option to get just the T-shirt if you're interested.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you got Purgatorio.
Purgatorio.
Physical
You got
copy,
it.
and up plus the physical spin-off and a T-shirt.
Yeah, and again, that will be 2 pinups now because everybody's getting a free one.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Thanks to you guys who got us over that $2,000 mark, everybody. Oh, and by the way, we have to get over 3,500 because if we don't, then my wife will burn my lucky shirt.
I'm the villain.
Oh, no.
I'm the bad guy.
She's-
So put those damn sketch cards up.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So John, you're telling me that Carla's giving you the mean woman blues, huh?
She is, absolutely, yeah.
I am a very bad woman.
We don't even believe that for a second.
No,
What?
I don't even think so. But
You gotta sell better than that.
so the 75 one is it's everything including as original sketch, plus the physical copies and the pinup. Well, I mean the pinups, because obviously everybody will get that free pinup and the extra pinup. It will not be the same pinup, so you get 2 different pinups.
Awesome. Yeah, looks fantastic.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, I appreciate it, man. And I honestly don't remember what the second one has altogether. So if we could scroll down because I forgot.
That's on you, Drew. Chop, chop, step.
Which one are we looking at?
He's Pepper Potts' bitch. So
actually, this I'm actually having like a little bit of fun over here because Thunder and Lightning, the 2 kittens.
Yeah.
They're fighting over a bite from a strawberry Pop-Tart.
Oh
yeah,
the
so
kittens. Oh
yeah,
man,
so
they're mayhem.
one of them's trying to take it and he's trying to eat it, and then the other one comes in and snatches it away, and
Oh,
so they're totally fighting over it.
aw.
I think it's funny when they pick up because it's not like regular food to them.
Right, and they're trying to figure it out.
No,
They know it's food, but
seriously, Thunder by herself, she's picked it up and she'll sit there and just.
hey.
I didn't catch that.
I'm not talking to you, Siri. All right, so no, seriously, this is okay. So the Purgatorio is the physical copy, the pinup, the physical spin-off, the T-shirt. Paradiso.
Paradiso.
Well, I'd say DCO, right?
Bene.
But there's a
Brian's got it.
yeah. So physical issue 2, physical spin-off and pinup and a sketch for 75. That's a great deal. And then 5 Rivers. That's physical issue 2, the physical spin-off plus pinup plus be in the book plus sketch.
Yeah, absolutely. And this will be a key role, all right? So you're being casted for a role in the plot. You know, you're not going to be part of the crowd. You're going to be someone who's going to be standing out from it. So, and being called out by name. So you're going to see yourself. You're going to be.
Everybody's gonna know that it's you.
Everybody will know that it's you.
That's great.
I can just see like if I did that, it'd be like me standing there like just covering myself, just like, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun for the CG community to read this. It's like these little Easter eggs
Yeah.
because there are some characters that are called after people from CG that you actually know and they look like them. So something extra you take while you're reading, but if you don't know them, the story still goes on.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little like Easter eggs for CG.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love that. I really do. There's
We had some for the first one, no? Yeah, we had some for the first one. And then the next one is only, by the way, everything after 100 free shipping. So good deal. And this one actually includes everything from above. If I'm not mistaken, the sketch, the physical copies, but also will include a commission. So that's very cheap price for a commission work, our work, plus the books. Mm-hmm.
Is that traditional art or digital art that I'm seeing there?
That is, talk to the artist right now.
What? I
So about the commission. So how did the commission work?
Oh yeah, well, it's a commission in my style, like the same like level of detail that you can see in any page of the Green Reaper, which is a high detail. As you can see in this page, I think this page is the perfect example of all the extra work I'm taking this time with the detail. First, in the first book, I took 1 day for the ink and 1 day for the color, and this time I'm taking 3 and 3. So there's definitely a huge increase in the work, in the hours of work.
Yeah, it sounds like it would take 3 times as long.
Sounds like that, but it's not gonna be like that, because as you can see, I have these horrible like dark circles under my eyes. That means less sleep for the artist, but more. Yeah, I was like, what baby, what? But more pages for the readers. So
I don't beat her up, I promise.
Oh, don't worry. We know who wears the pants in that family.
Right.
And who makes the sandwiches?
The commission, yeah, like as most of you know, art is very expensive, and this is basically like me like giving you like a really cheap commission. Because you're always taking physical issue 2, physical spin-off, and a sketch. So yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's an original piece of art.
Yeah, I'm almost glad that it has 0 claims.
Understandable. But I mean that's I think that's also always awesome when people in CG offer original pieces of art, because that's one of a kind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's I'm I like about the sketch cards. People appreciate those so much. Even
they do,
because they're not just original pieces of art, but they're like truly original, because it's not like it's there's just like one art of this one piece. It's like there's a lot of different variants, individuality. So people could talk about, well, this is the sketch card I have. Yeah, and this is mine. Look, you can see how they're same and how they're different. And I would appreciate that a lot more than just like, oh, you have a nice piece of art that I don't have, you dick.
It's that's always fantastic. I'm always impressed when artists offer original art, because they're offering something that's, I think, really special.
Also, just keeping with the original art idea, I put a test package in the mail because of what's going on around us today, and it got lost. So if you're going to be sending out a book or a package and it's got original art in it, just be careful how you're going to package that particular parcel up and sending it through the mail.
Oh, it's a good heads up.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens. We haven't had trouble with shipping yet. Say for one mailman who apparently decided to bend the heck out of it, however he could. But other than that, the postal service has been pretty good. But like you said, it's crazy times right now for pretty much all aspects of life. We'll see how that plays out into comics, getting into people receiving the comic. But regardless of anything, if there is ever any problem with our campaign at all, people can always reach us, and they know that we do answer as fast as we can. And at the bottom of our campaign, you can find our Twitter handles as well as our website and our
YouTube channel.
our credit card information, social security information. You know what I mean? I'm Spanish, but you can find everything about us over there. You can find different ways to contact us. Our YouTube channel as well, and we always respond. And so yeah, if anybody ever has any problem with our shipment, our product, or our book, we're more than happy to help. That's what customer service is all about.
That's yeah. Well, I mean, that's what CG is all about.
Absolutely.
You know, and everybody, that's great about customer service. They're not only doing a wise thing for themselves, they're doing something for the whole CG community. Because you know, when people don't get what they ordered, or if their book arrives scuffed up or something like that, I don't want an unhappy customer, right? And so I'm like, you know, it's like I always say, like, let me know if there's a problem with your order, you know. And you know, if we all do that, that's just going to make people feel more and more confident to buy CG books.
It's normal business.
Hail, Red.
Hail to Red.
Hey, by the way, Red, I DM'd you a link if you want it. If you want to join us.
Congrats on this book, and thank you for dropping those links out there, my friend. And yeah, like you were saying, you know, like it's super important to be like that, but at the same time, we are not only creators, but we're backers too. You know, we love a lot of these projects. We support every way we can. Sometimes we can't buy the book, but we definitely retweet. We definitely tweet it out. We definitely put those links. Whatever we can do to help, we do as much as possible. But you know, we want to see everybody succeed without a doubt in this community, and we want to keep it growing. You know. It really bugs me when a lot of people, you know, are always discrediting CG every way they can and with their agendas and whatever. When in reality, a lot of these people have never backed a book or have never made one themselves. I don't really get it, but you know, I came really late for all the drama, to be honest. And I honestly, 99% of the time, don't really pay attention to it. Not my kind of thing. I'm all here about selling comics, basically making good content. That's all I care about. But
wise choice, sir. Wise choice.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do see it, and it surprises me more than anything. But at the same time, it annoys me because I know it's not true. You know, Comic Aid delivers a lot, and yeah, you find those rare apples that maybe somehow run away with the money.
Yeah,
I'm sure it happens. I haven't seen it myself, and I haven't known about it. But to me, it hasn't happened yet. Every single book I backed it. And I'm sure every single book that I'm gonna back once I get paid again, I'm definitely looking forward for that Six Gun Gorilla sequel. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
Every single book that's coming out and that I have backed, I'm sure I will not be disappointed.
You know,
here's
something interesting about customer service, and I'm going to throw this out as a Comicsgate first concept, is that since the distribution system, I mean, we're we call it decentralized, and the Diamond's distribution system doesn't affect us at all.
No, it doesn't.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. But here's the thing: we could as a team in Comicsgate collect together. As an example, you have 5 or 6 different creators who have already a book produced. Well, the campaign would be very simple. Here's 6 books that are available as a package set for one price. Of course, the price would include the cost of the printing of the book plus profit. The cost of the shipping would actually, let's say it's $25 over 6 books. So that's about, was it $3 a book? So what you're doing is you're actually spreading the cost of the shipping of 6 books to the cost of 1. And the customer gets a package of 6 books from 6 different creators.
That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
Now here's where it becomes even better, is that you know, can you maintain this on an ongoing basis, right? As a subscription on a monthly basis? Yes, you can. Why? because there's so many creators. And
Right.
at different levels in terms of production, meaning, one creator's already produced 2 or 3 books, another one has produced 1 or 2 or 3, etc.
So it would be like people basically subscribing to CG books, where like every month you're going to get like some CG books in the mail.
That's right. That's right.
That's an awesome idea. I like that.
Now it gets even better, and this is where the team up, the CG teaming up works. Okay, I've already worked out the logistics in my head. I just never bothered to say it in public.
Right.
Is that I have a book. I'll send over the digital files to the high-end digital press. I mean, the digital presses today, including if you send to the right printer, the stuff that comes off the printer from a digital press in the book, you can't even distinguish it from an actual offset press.
It's true.
It's that good. I mean, I've been in the business for 30 years. It floored me when I actually ran my fingers across the page, and I didn't feel any raised ink.
Yep.
Okay, so 6 creators send their files to the digital press. The digital press, they print out the 6 books. Why it's key to send to the same digital press is because that way 6 books get printed, they get packaged, and they get into the mail. One cost. Of course, the cost gets split up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and not only does everybody profit, but you also reduce the cost of shipping, and your client also is super satisfied because they got 6 books in their hands for 1 shipping cost.
Wow, that's a fantastic idea. I love that.
That's not too bad.
I mean, I don't know if it would work. There might be something that you haven't thought of, or that I haven't thought of, that will make us go, "Oh yeah, we can't do that." But this sounds fantastic.
What the pitfall would be is the human perseverance.
Yes, whether or not you can count on people to deliver.
Exactly. You've got a lot of artists. I'm an artist too. I'm also a writer. I also program, but. Even though I wear multiple talent stacks, so to speak, as an artist, I'm freaking passionate about what I do. And I believe everybody here, as an artist, is passionate. As a writer, you're passionate.
Hell yeah. So that passion comes off in our work. I'm sorry.
No, that's right. You're absolutely correct, sir. Exactly. The passion comes off in the work. But when it comes to business, we all have to actually put the passion away and start to think analytically.
Drew is very good at this. Because artists in general, writers and artists, we're not good business people. In general. I certainly am not. But Drew is somebody who's always thinking like 2 or 3 steps ahead.
I gotta. If I didn't, I'd starve to death.
What do you think about this idea? I like it.
I think it's got potential. I think that the way to approach it would be like the Dropbox method. Like you get with like say you like how like they just every week you get or every month you get a package from some certain fandom. You know what I mean? And there's a bunch of just paraphernalia stuff in there. So I would say that it wouldn't just be books. It would have to be also bookmarks and then occasionally a T-shirt and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that would work because then it would just be like the monthly CG dump. You know what I mean?
Right. So you'd get like it would also have the element of a surprise package, right? There's going to be bookmarks in there. There's going to be trading cards.
Yeah, you have no idea what it's going to be. It's going to be some books and some other stuff. That's all you know, and you don't know if it's going to be stuff from campaigns or stuff not from campaigns. You don't know what it's going to be, but it's all going to be from CG creators. Yeah.
Crap. Oh, this is man. If we could do that, I think that would take off. I mean, there's always you never know, if people are going to go for something or not. But I know the CG audience well enough that I think that they would hop all over this.
Well, I did it in binder format, and I did it on one of my first book. Like I described it here to the audience. It's like I put everything in a binder instead of putting it into a Gemini mailer. the cost of the Gemini mailer and the cost of the binder are so close in terms of the difference. I just did the binder, and now just taking it one step further, going from a binder to a box, and having multiple creators' books in that box. With one shipping cost, they actually get spread across all the creators that are in that box. It's like you can't get any better than that. I mean, that's the number one thing that we have going against us is the cost of shipping.
Oh, it's so true. And I hear this. This has been the topic of discussion a lot lately because, of course, shipping overseas it is pricey. I feel terrible because I still have a couple of books that I haven't shipped out yet. Those are the ones that are going to like New Zealand or Australia. And then there are the ones that I've also shipped, to Europe, where it's just like with what's going on with the coronavirus, I don't know when they're going to get there.
Yep.
Well, here, let me add to that. Okay, there is a way to actually do if you're a single creator and the idea of the box idea it doesn't work with you. There is a way to actually bypass the international shipping cost. And since there's enough digital presses out there in the world, find the digital press in that country.
Oh,
and
wow.
what you do is, I mean, you're sending your files off to a digital press or an offset press already.
Right. So we could actually print the books in that country. Oh, damn.
And it gets put into the mail in that country. And okay, yes, dear. I got to keep it down. Gosh.
It's okay.
No. You send to the press in that country. Let's just say it's digital right now, okay?
Right.
You send it to them. They set it up. They do the print. They put it in the mail. You just bypassed, a high degree of expense at that point. And how many digital presses are there? Well, you can send one to Japan. There's Japan, Canada, United States, the UK, Australia.
There's a problem.
There's got to be one in Germany.
There's a problem.
Germany's got it.
Though. The problem with that though is quality of consistency.
Well,
it's consistency, and it's also by ordering more prints at one place, you get reduction. If you split it in between, that's the thing that ran into a problem. If you're not dealing with one company that can print in different country, like place in the country in different countries,
yeah,
you get the issue that you don't get a discount. So you have to.
No, understood. But that usually works when you're actually going to offset press and volume dictates,
it's
a cheaper price.
It's also for digital press printing. It stops mattering when you print over 1,000. That's when the price stays. Other than that, you do get a discount.
Yeah, you have to hit about I think 100 books before your price comes down on the digital press.
No, not really. It's just a difference between 50 and 100. There's a big difference.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I don't know how from everybody's experience here as a collective, how many people actually ordered from Australia? How many people have ordered from the UK or Finland or Sweden? Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, every time I send a book to Finland, I mean, I'm happy that there are people in Finland, in Japan, in Italia, in Spain, in Germany, that in England that want to read my book. That makes me ecstatic. But then, of course, when I'm tallying up the postage, it's like, ow.
so for the low
$25. Oh,
yeah, exactly. So for the low print run, say 3 books in Italy, you actually send the book to an Italian press. They print it, put it in the mail, and it ends up not costing you as much.
Oh man, if we could make that work. And we have to start thinking about things like this too. If we're playing the long game.
Well, we don't have the kind of numbers to make something like that work yet. Eventually,
not individually.
Not individually.
Exactly. Well, no, that's why the
even on a mass run. Let's just be clear. Even on a mass run, we would have to have several issues already committed to each print of a book, because even a company won't, like, okay, well, because there's a cost to set up, there's a cost to changing, and then there's keeping things organized, there's moving the files through their systems, and then the biggest thing I would be concerned with is I've done a lot of printing, output, and I've worked with a lot of different companies, and I've worked with companies in different countries, and there is a problem with consistency of paper, because not every printer prints the same, not every print machine prints the same, not every digital prints the same. The only way you can get a consistency is to go through the same facility or identical facilities. And
True.
by identical,
True.
Yes.
Are you saying that we can't do this?
I'm not saying that we can't do it.
I'll go la 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 la. No.
I'm saying that we don't have the numbers to support going and printing in other countries. I think that the viable way to do it would still make more sense as to ship from a central location with multiple things in a single box. The way that other companies are doing that kind of stuff right now. Yeah.
Interesting.
Here, let me extrapolate this a little further, and this is just an opinion question. Based on everything that we talked about, what do you think the odds are that the Mitch and his team are able to maintain a consistent product throughput in Walmart?
Honestly, the whole Walmart thing with them.
No, it's not about
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. The whole consistency.
The entire thing with Walmart is they want priority. They want the first printing. They want the first one out. So that's why they're doing it with the Brettweisers there with their books.
I don't think they're interested in some kind of regular like subscription style model. I think what they're trying to do there with Walmart, knowing how Walmart thinks business wise, I think what they're trying to do there is just have books on the shelves.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And they want to treat it like a magazine. So they want returns. They want everything.
Exactly. Because I've dealt with Walmart. I've dealt with customers in Walmart and all that stuff. And